I'm sure in your house you hear a song, you kind of dance around, don't you?
Yeah, well, if some, really catchy comes
Now he
on.
lives in his own bachelor pad, Douglas
sure
Jackson.
Yeah, and it's got those tile floors, so I'll put a fresh pair of socks on and just moonwalk.
Oh.
Moonwalk like the Dickens.
I tried it the other day. I can't do it. There's a...
I tried to moonwalk the other day.
No, there's one TikTok you see where, there'll be 2 or 3 people, and I don't even... Ba 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 ba, and they got the whole dance routine down. It's all this. And I actually tried to do it the other day. I was doing this, and I couldn't get it down.
Very attractive moves, though. Hot.
Now, if you see the song and you see people do it, some are really great at it, and then you get the mom and the son trying to do it, and they're just so out of rhythm.
Well, it's hard for a 60-plus gentleman to look cool doing any sort of dance.
Yeah, I'm not a good dancer anyway.
Ben Vereen. Well, maybe, but when he was a dancer, he was in his 20s, 30s, maybe.
Yeah, I was never a good dancer.
Now, Fred Astaire, he was a great dancer. And he probably did some movies into his
Gene
60s.
Kelly, Mitzi Gaynor.
Yeah.
Astaire.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and a lot of people are sitting there, Ryan, with that 2.5% interest rate. And so they need cash right now, but they don't want to mess with that first mortgage. Well, you have a solution for them here with a home equity line of credit.
Absolutely. Folks got a great rate over the last few years, but they know they have equity, and they could really use that home equity now to get caught up on bills and just to get through the month. And that's why the home equity line of credit is a perfect product. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
707 in St. Louis, you are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios, which today are on I-270 northbound for 2 of the members of the dais. We have a major accident, and Doug and I are just hanging out in 2 separate vehicles to continue the ruse that we are not quote-unquote together, and we aren't moving. So, Iggy, Plowhawk, Jackson, I'm setting the over-under at 725, 30.5 as to when we will be in the studio.
Now, is Doug probably listening in his car? He has HD2. He's
I
blessed.
highly doubt it.
Is he calling in as well, or we're just going to say, hey, Doug, you can come in when you can?
All of a sudden, traffic is cleared. All of a sudden, traffic is clear. I mean, literally, now it's stopping up again. I believe there was, for those of you who do listen on the radio, the accident took place, if you're heading northbound on 270, just past Highway 40, Interstate 64, and I understand it's in the center lane. So that is why, for the first time, we've been at Hubbard Radio for 13 months. This has happened. Doug runs into this about once a month, it seems, but it usually is, he lives to the south, and it's usually before Manchester. And today there is an accident, I guess, in between 270 and Ladue Road, is my understanding, and that is what has traffic. It was at a standstill, because I always leave my house at 6:45. That's my move, and I get to the station right around 7. Same deal as always. But today, because of the accident, we're in this situation. I don't think Doug's calling in, but maybe he's there.
He's not here just yet, but I think that traffic's going to start opening up here in a second. I think they're going to understand.
Oh, what happened? What do you know?
I think that they're going to understand that an HD2 star is coming through, and we got business to take care of.
Speaking of stars, we are stars. Something happened yesterday as well. I figured I might as well tell a story while we, have half the day as, and stop and go traffic. But so Spire, our gas company, they're doing our whole neighborhood, pulling up sidewalk, running new lines. So I've been doing that for a month and a half. And the guy rang my doorbell to have me move my car, and 3 of the 5 workers were TMA listeners. and they had no idea of my apartment, and they were super excited. They all yelled "Free Dotem." It was wonderful.
You sign autographs, bro?
No, I was actually playing a game of Apex with my boy Reefer, and kind of wanted to run up and get back to the game. So nah, no autographs signed. Had a little funny anecdotes. Got to appeal to the crowd.
I was enjoying, and therefore candidly really don't enjoy starting the show, because en route, and the one thing that the accident did was allow me to listen to more of Pepper and Jeannie with Maddie Dreads and Katie Cush, and I was really enjoying it. Major recommended listening to our audience to listen to Pepper and Jeannie, the remix, I don't know if it's the return, but so far I'm about 15, 20 minutes in. What a wonderful interview. So it's now up for everybody to enjoy. And I thought that outside of course, Pepper and Jeannie, I'm a huge fan of you boys, but I really enjoyed Maddie Dreads and Katie Cush as well. As they're delightful guests.
Yeah, I'm glad they do seem to have a nice little rapport. And so that's always helpful as well. They're kind of friends, so the back and forth is really good. It's always worrisome to have two people on a phone line, halfway across the country. Just, it's always dicey, the delay. You never know what kind of connection you're going to deal with. But I thought overall it was great. She was very open about answering all the questions Iggy and I threw out there. We're very excited about a potential Jamaica trip. Certainly wants to come in and visit the boys and do some featuring. So I thought there was a lot of good things in the interview.
I mean, you can't just throw out talking about she's going to go to Jamaica, because I haven't gotten to that point. So what's going on with the Jamaica thing?
All we did was bring up that we're going, across. Cause I think there was a question of, where does she want to travel, or has she traveled in the industry? I forgot what kind of question it was, but she wanted to go overseas. Or to the Caribbean, and I was like, well, we're going to Jamaica in a couple weeks, and I know Iggy has a room available, and so that would kind of have that conversation. Well, I guess you'd have to just listen to the rest of the interview there, Tim, but it's a great response. Oh, Doug's gonna be on too. Oh my gosh, we have features.
I'm stuck in traffic. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, now drop Tim. Oh, I got you. Yeah, Jackson forgot to lock him in. So now we have Doug and not Tim. What up, Dougie boy?
Well, I've been driving. I say driving. I've been sitting in traffic for about 45 minutes. Just now started to open up northbound 270 about Ladue Road. Usually it takes me about 18, 20 minutes to get to work, and I've been driving for about 45 minutes right now. I can't take it. I'm not good. I'm not good when it's gridlock. I'm telling you, I'm no good to you.
Don't you and Tim go opposite directions, though?
No, we go the same way. He lives off Manchester in 270, and I'm off like 44 and 270.
Okay.
So we both come northbound on 270. And usually it's, 75, 80 miles an hour, however fast you want to drive. That's usually how fast you drive up here. Not today, mister. Not today.
Well, I feel for you. For a guy that lives 3 minutes away, I feel bad for you guys.
Yeah, well, I wish I did some days. This has been rough, but it kind of clears up as you get north of Highway 40. I'm going
Look, I'm at the station now, and it,
right.
I don't know what happened, but about 5 minutes ago, it just totally opened up. We went from not moving to it completely opening up.
No, yeah, I didn't move for about 15, almost 20 minutes there. I didn't move at all.
I hope it's not an accident with injuries or fatalities, because I haven't seen anything like that in nearly 20 years of doing the show, where we're just stuck in traffic like that.
It's too bad. It's just not right that we should have to deal with things that everyone else deals with, that the little people deal with.
Well, that's why they need the Hubbard copter. The Hubbard helicopter needs to happen.
Right. What the rest of the world needs to realize is we are big muckety-mucks in the radio industry. And when we want to drive, we ought to be able to drive unfettered by other traffic.
Wouldn't it be funny? The Hubbard helicopter takes you to Lambert, and you take a 2-minute private jet ride, and they just toss you right onto the studio.
That to me would be reasonable.
There's
that would be
no
reasonable.
driving at all.
No.
Well,
Well, I'm close now.
I feel bad because when I had my accident on 270 in Ladue, it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I was okay after a while. But the first thing I thought was, God, I feel bad that all these people got to go to work and now they're going to be late because I'm sitting here in the middle of the highway.
Yeah.
It is pretty demoralizing. I've been there.
Well, I'm almost there now. Almost, so.
Yeah, just take the day off, go back home.
Well, it's too late. I'm here now, almost. Give me another 5 minutes. I'll be in there.
Yeah, Doug, where are you right now? I'm in the studio now. Hello, friends.
I'm at Dallas and Olive.
You're going to hit that light and it's going to feel like another traffic jam.
Oh, yeah.
That light. It's the worst.
I think this morning is you have my authority just to go run that red light this morning.
Oh, okay.
After he just
I'll tell him he
passed a
says,
huge
all right.
accident. Just run that red light, Doug.
Yeah, the light is red as I approach it. It just doesn't seem right to me that, as special as we are, we can't just drive around all this traffic. But yeah, here we are, stuck.
Well,
all right, well, just drive on in, and we'll take it from here, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Doug, good.
You just, I saw you just blast him in the side of the head.
I really didn't
with the
mean that.
control. So when you put Doug on, did you disconnect me? Because I was just driving along, and
that was me. That was my bad.
That was you.
Yeah, we did it with Katie Cush as well because I didn't know.
Oh, you disconnected her in the interview?
Well, I didn't beforehand because I didn't know you had to double click the first line.
Yeah, you gotta lock them
that in, and then the other line you can pull in.
Yeah, that was on me.
So I did the same exact thing, Jackson, on Monday. So I knew exactly what to do.
God bless.
Yes.
Well, welcome in, friends. I am now in studio. Michelob Ultra Studios, Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alden Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Doug and I both late because of an accident on 270. It was really strange that it went from you're not moving to completely open up, but I believe it was in the center lanes of 270 northbound, just to the north of Highway 40, I-64. So that is what took place. In the meantime, you are welcome to get involved on the show. Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. You can call in 636-9004-TMA. And, of course, email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Get involved on the radio program. It's designairservice.com. Seth Goldcamp and his staff will take wonderful care of you. Iggy, you not happy about the live read?
What's that?
You just leaned on back inside.
I leaned back so I was going to take a cup of coffee, and I want to sip into the microphone.
People are monitoring the mic. Plowhawk, you got the strawberries.
And the blueberry,
Is it
and the
blackberries?
blackberries, yeah.
Snosberry. I want a Snosberry. What film is that from? Go.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Good call, yeah.
Is that Veruca Salt?
Was she the
Is that
one?
Violet?
Yeah, I thought that was Violet.
Which one was the stuck-up one? Veruca?
Veruca Salt became a band in the 90s.
Because Violet was turning violet.
That's correct. Veruca Salt is my answer. I think you're correct.
Yeah, Snosberries.
Design Air Heating and Cooling is online at designairservice.com. Work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff. Doug's a client. I'm a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client as well? It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. If you are in need of help with your furnace or when it warms up, air conditioning, all you got to do is go to designairservice.com, click on the Book Now tab, and you'll be working with the best. And the best is Seth Goldcamp, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Munganess, the official automotive dealership of TMA, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour, also the sponsor of the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. 2 weeks in, Doug has a win, Iggy has a win. Are you prepared to have your roster today, Ken?
Yeah, I figured since it was a West Coast, we'll do it tomorrow morning. So I didn't put anything together yet. But
okay, so
that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good field. So
yeah, it's a really good field for it's kind of a rando event.
I feel good.
Mark Hanna will be incoming up for the Jeremy Rutherford segment, JR, with us at 9 o'clock, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. It's Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Jackson, you're a client. Why don't you tell people what you like?
I like everything about working with Mark Hanna, but I would say the thing I would highlight the most, and I keep harping on it, but it's so important, is communication. is being able to talk to your person whenever you need. Like, you just schedule a call and you know that he's excited to talk to you. And a lot of stuff with your financial future can be uncertain, or you don't know exactly what you're doing with it, and you have a lot of questions. And Mark Hanna can answer those questions for you in such a wonderful manner, timely, with a lot of knowledge. And like I say, you feel better coming off the phone with Mark Hanna than you do when you get on the phone. That's really all that matters. So if you don't have anybody, run, don't walk to work with Mark Hanna.
There it is, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. Get involved on the show, 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines, and you can text in Engineer Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5, and go to tmastl.com for our TMA Listener of the Month, presented by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. It's Milagro Tequila, sponsor of the TMA Listener of the Month. Doug, you are in studio. Hello again, everybody.
Well, hello again, everybody. I just wanted to tell you all about Ryan Kelly and his VIP refi program. Was I on time for that? Took me about 50 minutes to get here. Usually takes 18 to 20, about 50. I know that's no excuse. You have to get here earlier. I just could not be any sorrier.
Doug, we're not mad. Well,
I know, it's frustrating, though, to sit in
kidding me?
traffic.
This is one time. This is like a really rare situation.
I honestly don't remember it happening.
Yeah, this happened for sure.
Whatever.
I never really had to drive in rush hour traffic throughout my career, working in TV news.
Yeah.
So fun.
We'd go into work at like 1:30 or 2, or earlier, I guess, we were anchoring.
Even if you did the regular, almost regular shift, where you'd be at work at 10 in the morning, you missed rush hour then, too. Then you come home at 7 o'clock, you miss rush hour that way. So I'm not very good in that. I don't have a lot of patience for it. I should, but I don't.
I remember when I had my interview to come to 590 with Evan Crocker. When they
Evan Crocker is the one who interviewed you.
Yeah, they took over, and I don't know if I was still at 1380 or whatever, but they wanted to interview me to come over and produce shows. He wanted to meet me at the train wreck at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Brentwood.
Yeah. And I said, fine, look forward to meeting you. I left at probably 3:15. About a half a mile before I got to McKnight, there's an accident. All four lanes closed. Oh, my God. I did not move for a half hour. I called the train wreck, and I said, I don't know what he looks like. I'm just looking for a gentleman with probably a suit and tie on. I understand he's kind of baldish. Can you find him and tell him that Kenny Strode is going to be late? There's an accident. And she goes, oh, we'll go tell him. I showed up at 5:15, and he left. Didn't wait.
Probably didn't get the job, did you?
No, I called, and I profusely apologized. I said, I was stuck in traffic. I could not move. I was actually thinking about going on the shoulder, but that wouldn't have worked. So I said, apologize. Can we reschedule? And he didn't reschedule for like 3 weeks. So I ended up getting the job, but still, it's just sometimes you're in that traffic, you can't do anything, and you just get so frustrated. Like, God, just move.
Yeah. And then every now and then, once a winter or so, you hear some city gets, a foot of snow and they're stuck out there. Remember when Atlanta got stuck a few years back, where people didn't get out of their cars for like 12 hours or so?
Virginia last year, wasn't it? Where the people were stuck on the road for like 24 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, how is that even a thing? How is that even possible?
Well, you're not prepared for it.
It just piles up so
24
fast.
hours,
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, Atlanta's not a place that gets a lot of snow and ice, so they're not really...
No, we're ready for it.
Dallas had an ice storm real bad a couple of years ago as well. And it completely shut down all the infrastructure.
And I looked at my Doppler yesterday afternoon.
What did it say?
And I mean, all the way until we leave next weekend for Jamaica, I mean, the lowest it gets is in the mid-20s, and most of the time it's in the 40s. And we'll be through January when we leave. So, I mean, we're going to be all the way through January with maybe 2 or 3 days of really cold weather during Christmas.
That's been it?
Yeah, so we got a month and a half, and we'll be through this crap.
Are all the golf courses still open?
Well, they're always open, but I don't know what kind of shape they're in, but...
Like public courses, you can still go out and play?
I'm sure Cletus played Normandy yesterday.
Day by day, if it's 55 degrees, they'll have carts up and be ready. But if it's 20, it's closed. So it goes day by day.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Cletus plays in anything, so. Yeah, I went out to Norwood. God, probably during my vacation, actually.
Did you?
Because I got this gift card for when we played the Ascension Media Day. And I didn't know gift cards expired, but I won one 2 years ago, and I went to use it, and they said, no, it's expired. So this one I know expired, too. By December 31st, I went and used it. And the day before, it was like 60, and then that day I went and got it. It was 60-something. I said, you guys must have got a lot of play yesterday. He goes, no, we were closed yesterday. I said, really? He goes, yeah.
Nutted it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nutted it.
So, I mean,
I wouldn't think they would keep their staff working, not thinking that they're usually going to be open.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a little wet. But that day he said, yeah, but we're open today. We have like 45 golfers out there. So country club's a little different. I mean, if it's 30 degrees, I'm sure Normandy's open.
Huh. All right. Well, I just don't think I'm going to be much good to you the rest of the way after that.
Well, you only got about 2 hours left. So.
Yeah, I know. I guess that comes out of my vacation time.
When is it okay to kiss a guy?
It isn't. Where'd that come in, Plumsy?
I think we were getting kind of depressed about the traffic. I thought we needed to shake it up a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I can answer Tim's question.
Probably
I know
good.
you wanted to tease it, but it's not that big of a deal with the interview. People are going to listen anyway. The Jamaica thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I did ask her where she wanted to go, she wanted to travel, what are her
That was the
destinations?
question. Thank you.
And she mentioned the Caribbean, and I said, oh.
Well, she had never been to the Caribbean?
I think she'd been there, but she wants to hit all the islands in the Caribbean.
A lot of islands, Jack.
Yeah, it's a lot of traveling. And I said, well, we're going to Jamaica end of January for 4 days. And then Plowsy said, yeah, Iggy's got an extra room. I said, yeah, you'd have to sleep with me. She goes, well, I don't care. She goes, we can shoot content.
Wow.
We didn't
what
really.
she said.
We didn't dive into the shoot.
Yeah, you haven't
content.
seen me, and you don't know how old I am, but yeah, okay.
Well, are you up for shooting content?
Yeah, if my face isn't in it.
Well, I don't think she
You
would
know, all
really
these,
be in
one
it.
of these
You do a POV. Doug,
POVs, you don't see the dude.
Wouldn't
Just,
that be just?
so, yeah, you can use my junk if you want. Just don't show my face.
Oh, you think she actually means you would be in the scene?
Well, she knows she's sharing a room with me, and after I said we'd be sharing a room, she goes, oh, we can just shoot content.
Imagine several months later, listeners are on X Hamster, and you got a POV scene, and you can hear Iggy.
Yeah, I can hear the breathing.
Oh, that would be just hilarious.
So are you going to do that?
No, I'm not. I don't know the girl, and I'm sure Lisa Ann wouldn't want another porn star there.
Yeah, kind of for play, kind of for fun.
Do Lisa Ann and Katie Cush know each other?
I don't think so. She's young in the industry. Lisa Ann kind of get to pick and choose what she does, who she works with, which is great for, Lisa's sake.
What in the hell was that yesterday? I need to call in to address the Pepper and Jeannie interview, but I probably cannot until 9:15. I am shocked by what was released yesterday. That is from Mr. Licks, who says that is not at all how the exchange went. It was creepy as hell.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, no.
She's the one that brought up content, not me.
And I got to ask,
I was enjoying the first however much I've listened to it.
yeah, it's crazy that, like...
And they really were good gay. I've listened to 16 minutes and 49 seconds. Well, I guess 2 minutes of that was the open. So 14 minutes and 49 seconds.
So we cut it
But
back.
I really enjoyed the interview. They're really good guests.
No, they're-
it's not like a, take your pick of like a giggly adult film star who
Vivian comes to mind as...
Vivian. Well, she was just learning the language.
And the business.
She just arrived and the industry and made a pit stop. Doug Caller Drew wants to talk about the interview. He's on the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines. Caller Drew,
hello, Vivian.
Welcome to the show. There's a sea monster talking to Vivian.
Hello, Drew.
I played that like 30 seconds ago, by the way.
I just put in like a mouthful of this cranberry slam mix.
No, did you?
It's good.
What else in
It
there?
sells it in like the produce section. I could read you the whole ingredients list. Cranberries, walnuts, almonds, peanuts, pineapple,
Yeah.
macadamia nuts, sunflower seeds.
Okay, healthy little snack.
That is high in protein.
I told you, man, I'm turning the corner.
Yeah.
New Drew 2023.
How much weight have you lost since you called in last time?
I told you I'm not going to weigh myself consistently like I've done in the past.
Yeah.
I know myself too well, and I have like I don't even know what kind of personality type it would be, but I can become obsessive with things, and then it can flip the other way, and I can get really lazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just trying to make like a lifestyle change.
Okay. All right.
So I don't want to like go by number. I know Tim does it every day, and it helps him, and it probably works for his personality type. But for me, it just creates problems.
If you were to weigh yourself every day, it would cause problems?
Yeah, because I would be like a slave to the scale almost. And if I like would put in a lot of work one day, and the scale can kind of lie to you sometimes. Like
Sure, scales lie. They're
Well, like,
notorious liars.
depending on what time of day you do it, what's been in your stomach, like if you've had water weight.
I love Drew, but those are give or take like 2 or 3 pounds. Am I right? It's not like you want to be at 200, but you weigh yourself in the morning at 220.
Weigh yourself first thing in the morning. Do it at the same time every day. First thing in the morning. That's probably when you weigh the lightest.
All right, well, Doug, will you listen to me? I've tried that. Man, I've done like the fad diets, and this is a lifestyle change. So I'll do it like every 2 or 3 weeks. I'll hop on there, but because when I do the weighing every day thing, it turns into like starving myself because I want to see progress on the scale every morning.
Yeah, it becomes inspiration when you see that you're doing something good.
Yeah, but starving yourself is not the way to lose weight long term.
Well, not starving yourself, but eating better certainly is.
I know, but if you just eat a little better and work out, you're not going to see progress every day.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised. If you eat better and you work out on a regular basis, you will see progress.
How many
I
cheat
know,
days you got?
but it's long term. I'm still drinking on the weekends and stuff. Like I can't give that up. But
no.
And I had,
Empty calories.
I had Filoni's for dinner last Saturday, which Iggy, I think you still haven't eaten at Filoni's, which is bonkers to me.
Well, I don't go. I don't go for the food. I go for the.
It's one of
atmosphere.
the best.
action.
The talent.
This was a topic a long time ago when I called in, but I think it's the best restaurant on Manchester, and
Really?
there are great restaurants on Manchester.
Yeah, it's a fun place for sure.
The pizzas and beyond the pizza though, like I've had the tuna steak there, and it rocked my world.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Doug, that's right up your alley.
Yeah, that's a healthy choice. Tuna steak.
But the Deus and caller Buzz, I think it was, you all were talking last week about how having sex in the car is overrated.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe
And
Buzz was sharing that he had sex in a minivan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And that shower and plane sex is overrated too, and also that beach sex is overrated, which someone mentioned, and I can personally confirm if you guys want an erotic story for
Doug,
your...
would you like Drew to tell us an erotic story? I think that'd be wonderful.
Okay.
It's getting breathy.
Yeah.
Beach sex sounds great as an idea. It sounds romantic, and it starts out with everyone having a good time. Usually, I mean, you're on vacation or.
I mean, everyone. Is there like 4, 5, 6 people involved here?
Say that again.
You said everyone's having a good time, like it's a group thing.
All right, the both of you are having a good time, but like usually you're with a group of people, you're partying, and then the 2 of you break off, or the 3 of you, whatever whatever you can pull off, I guess. But it just quickly becomes a complete mess. Too much sand going into too many orifices.
Oh.
If you don't have the foresight, I think Iggy mentioned you should bring a towel. But if you're in a scenario where you don't lay a towel down, or have the opportunity to lay a towel down, as Iggy suggested, my wife hates this show, and this happened well before we were dating, so I think I can tell this story, and she'll probably never have to hear it.
Already.
Let me say one thing. Let's say one thing. If you go to the beach without a beach towel, well, what are you doing?
Well, let me tell the story, and then I think.
Get to the story then.
So I was up and you got to the studio late today, Doug.
So I'm more impatient than ever.
So I was up in Provincetown, up at the very tip of Cape Cod several years back.
Sure.
And this is Provincetown is not exactly Hyannisport. It's out there, far away from like the Kennedy compound and Taylor
So
Swift's
what
estate.
happened?
But it's still certainly a nice place. I have to set up some parts of this, okay?
Okay.
It's right at the hook of the Cape. Look it up, Provincetown.
It doesn't matter where it is. Just tell us what happened.
The point is, it's quite liberal with everything, and you'd love it, Doug.
Probably not.
It's a big gay town, well-heeled gay gentlemen. Hillary Clinton was in town for some sort of fundraiser. This would have been right before Hurricane got
What
going
happened
again.
on the beach? Forget the outside stuff. What happened?
You had sex with a dude?
It's like gay porn here.
This is all important content.
I'm gay for Doug.
Okay.
I'm gay for Doug. I'm gay for Doug.
All right, you're in Maine. You're on a gay beach. Go.
It's not Maine. It's Provincetown, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Post them on your little gay page.
If I can just talk, I can get through the day.
Get to it and edit the story. We haven't got 5 hours for this.
Man, I just woke up. Give me a break.
Don't weigh yourself.
All right. I'm in Provincetown, Massachusetts. It's a gay town. There's a lot of well-heeled gay
Been
gentlemen.
through that already. Tell us what happened.
Hillary.
Why is our audience so darn gay?
That's my favorite drop. Sorry. That took me off track, too.
No.
All right. Hillary Clinton was in town for some sort of fundraiser. Again, they're well-heeled gentlemen. It's a very progressive kind of place. She probably did well.
What does this have to do with
You
sex
keep
on the
saying
beach?
that. You keep
Just
saying
get
that.
to the
What
the
happened?
sand in your ass. Just get to that.
Okay, this young Hillary Clinton campaign aide, a female, I should add, was in this bar. My favorite bar up there, the Old Colony, which does not always attract the most beautiful women.
Can you tell us just simply what happened?
I'm telling you what happened.
You know how easy it is? I had sex with Anna Cardenti on the beach. I did it in a chair. End of story. No sand.
That's hot.
Well, I'm explaining why beach sex is bad, and you guys aren't like
You haven't even
letting
come
me
close
talk.
to explaining that.
Every time I say 3 words, I get yelled at.
Because you're repeating the same stuff and stuff that doesn't matter to the story.
It does matter to the story.
It really matters that it was a Clinton aide that you picked up. Just say a girl.
I think it's interesting.
Okay, and then what happened?
So I'm in this bar, the Old Colony, which doesn't always bring in like beautiful ladies because it's like a dumpy fisherman, lobsterman dive bar. But there aren't a ton of straight bars to choose from in Provincetown. That's why I set that up. So sometimes you get a few rocket ships up in this place. She was pretty decent looking, this Hillary Clinton campaign aide, and she was very aggressive with me. I think I was killing it on the jukebox. Shout out to Bob Seger. And I'm like a Dogtown 6, which is probably a Provincetown 6.5, being a rare commodity as like a younger hetero man, or mostly hetero man in that town. And she was just like, pretty soon after a little makeout sesh at the bar, let's go out to the beach and F. And I was like, all right. This is going to be Jackson and Jamaica in a few weeks, too, by the way.
Amen.
Could well be.
I'm taking notes.
The bar, the Old Colony, it's right off the beach.
Will you stop
But
saying
it's
that? We
dark out.
don't need that detail anymore.
This is where the sex comes in.
Flip that off.
Please let me talk.
You've
I
been
know it's-
talking for 20 minutes and we still haven't gotten the story.
This bar, the Old Colony, it's right off the beach, but it gets dark out there for the most part when you get away from the main stretch of bars and restaurants on Commercial Street, which is the main drag in P-Town. And we find a spot closer to the water and start going at it. Again, aggressive.
Ken's phone's
woman.
ringing.
I know. It's so unreal. I
But
can
he has left
feel
the
Pick it
it.
up off the desk.
I
Spam.
could see my pen. Like a T-Rex is coming closer.
I've gotten to the sex part.
Okay. Just wrap it up.
Aggressive woman, but we're going at it doing stuff, and just right away sand is getting everywhere to the point that it's uncomfortable for me and has to be even more uncomfortable for her. So I took the initiative. I said, let's probably end this. She gave me her number and everything. It was like a cordial parting of ways.
Is he gone? Or is my headphones out? Is he gone?
Nurse?
He's still...
Hello?
Yes.
I'm hearing a different show over...
Gosh.
Hello?
Yes, we're still here listening to this story in excruciating detail.
Has he banged her yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gone again.
There are like drops being played in my ear.
Oh. Okay, we're not hearing that.
I'm not playing anything, bro. I
Hello?
didn't have the pop.
Yes, we're here. We're right here.
There are like ads being blasted into my ear.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Is YouTube playing for him?
Okay.
You were playing ads?
So I took the initiative. I said, let's probably end this. She gave me her number and everything. There was a cordial parting of ways, and I was going to meet up with her later that night, but I got deep into like a bunch of shots of Jim Beam and who knows what else with a bunch of family and friends. And then by the morning, she and Hillary had already left town. So that was that.
That's the story.
The sex lasted about 45 seconds because sand gets everywhere. So moral of the story, I agree with caller Buzz and whoever else wants to join in. I do not recommend beach sex. Or as Iggy has fairly pointed out, come prepared with a large towel if you're in a situation to do so. I want to call in and just finish on a nice note. I won't talk about the Barbary Pirates. I'm sorry. I got dropped like Gary Pinkel would drop you guys back in the day. That was not some shtick I was running, man. I just really enjoyed reading and listening to podcasts about history, but apparently nobody else found the topic as fascinating as I do. All right, let me close with this. Congratulations, seriously, on a full and excellent year at Hubbard Radio, from the YouTube option, the app, the actually well-run events, the flood of new merch all the time. I've purchased a ton of that merch. I take my St. Louis Dogs hoodie, I rock it everywhere. I bought a Mound City hoodie too, but it was a little small on me because I'm a larger gentleman.
Yeah, getting bigger.
But I'm working on it, Doug. No, I'm not. Okay. So I gave that Mound City one to my neighbor who's a bartender over at Tam Avenue Bar, which I know that Jackson frequents.
Jackson, you hit Tam Avenue Bar?
Yeah, I think I've seen Caller Drew there once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
You and Caller Drew at Friends of the Feather?
Oh,
I saw him there once. He had had a few. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, I was turned up. I'm so sorry, Jackson.
It's all right. I love to hear it. I love to see it.
I made a fool of myself, but I just wanted to tell him he does a great job on the show, and it didn't really all come out right. But anyway, if you see a bartender over there with a Mound City hood on, you know where it came from, and tip him well. His name's Lashard. He's a great bartender.
Douglas Shaw, the bartender.
Okay.
The Tam Ave Bar in the summer is a
There's
move.
a text name.
Oh yeah, that patio is top
That
five
is a great
if you're
patio.
looking
That is a great patio.
For talent.
Oh, really? A lot of talent there?
Big time.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the demographic.
Mid to late 20s.
I would say it moves up into the mid 30s too, though. Like it's like a adult soulard.
Is it a divorcee scene like Napoli, or what do you got going on?
No.
Big groups, and if you bring a dog, you're ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
But anyway, I've been a listener since high school, back to the morning grind days. That segment with Martin the other week was awesome. Shout out to Hubbard and the Kiowskis. I know a few Kiowskis. It's just cool to finally see you guys amplified and appreciated at a company the way that you deserve to be. I love the TMA all day.
How long is this call going to last? How long?
I love the TMA all day aspect too, so that I can listen to the best of. It's mostly Sinbad and Bill Russell reruns.
Sinbad
again. Play the hits, Plow, Predator. And I can be with Doug just about 24/7 with TMA all day, you know.
Okay.
Day holes turn to night holes.
Okay,
Doug.
pot him down. Okay, pot him down. Pot him down.
That's the longest call we've ever had. May have ever had. I don't know. Biff
Stephen Wildwood's gone about 25 minutes before.
Yeah, Biff has gone on a run there with some
Well, it's the end of the month. They're sucking up for the listener of the month.
You think that's what it is? They want to be the Milagro Tequila.
Well, he would have never hung up unless Doug potted him down.
No,
Drew, I know him in real life, and he is a funny, great guy. Yeah.
The Caller Drew, is he going to be the Milagro Tequila listener of the month?
I mean, that's got my boat written all over it. The Colony. I'll never forget that bar name now.
We only needed to hear it once, and if we needed to hear it at all, it really didn't affect the story in the least.
Record-setting number of texts coming in.
I can imagine.
Record-setting.
Well, they had 40 minutes to send them in.
I mean, for real, Jackson, in just 746 alone.
It's...
I'll just go in order. Please replace the cheeseburger with bleach for breakfast this morning. Caller Drew. That's from Ray King. This may be the worst call in the history of the show. It's pretty obvious this Lord is a virgin, and even the sight of a slider from White Castle would bring this loser to climax. That's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite.
Don't call him a Lord.
You're playing a sound story over the airwaves, playing YouTube in a caller's ear. It's almost like there are no repercussions for coming to work high as balls. What is that in reference to? Plowhawk's applauding. Is that what was going on?
No, well, I put the PC pot.
Which is PC pot.
I'm sorry yeah, but that is obviously it's where like any sound from the computer, clip that off, Adobe, obviously YouTube, Twitter, what have you. But when I put it over the line because Doug and Tim were on the phone.
Sure.
And so I wanted to make sure if we played drops or any, I don't know how long that was going to be. I want to make sure you heard any sound we played. Apparently, even when that pot had turned off and potted down, you can still hear it. I'd be shocked by that he could hear something that we couldn't. Am I correct? I mean,
it reminded me of Pick 6 earlier where G-Unit kept complaining he was hearing Steve Harvey in his ear when we were broadcasting.
Yeah, but
I was like, you having a
up,
stroke?
Right? Like, I mean, because it wasn't potted up or on, but I just assumed it was on my end because on the line was on.
I'm thinking about G-Unit and Steve Harvey, and it always makes me laugh.
But yeah, that was my bad. But I really don't know if anything was playing. I was just kind of perusing through Twitter, but there was no ads.
Must have
on
been
Twitter.
playing. It stopped him in his tracks.
Oh, he was stopped.
Yeah, this might be the most texts I've seen in a long time.
And all supportive of his story?
Not necessarily, as a matter of fact. A lot of people would like to see caller Drew pass away. End of the month, it's January 18th. You sun-kissed scrotum. Tim, help. That's from Brian Hench and Doug, and he's covering the coach's situation in Indianapolis.
Well, 2 weeks, so we're closer to the end than we are to the beginning, so how about that?
We always like to read some support if there is there. Chester Drawer says, I like caller Drew. There you go. The very next text, worst caller ever, bleach this walrus. That's from the 618.
He's all right. This story just took forever.
Yeah, I just don't understand why we need all the peripheral stuff. Just get to the story.
That took a long time.
Yeah, look, it's pretty. If you do it right, sex on the beach is the best. You got the ocean. You got the moon coming off the ocean. I mean, I'm not saying.
How does the moon affect anything?
You ever been out to the ocean at like 11, 12 at night, and you got a full moon, and you just look out, and the full moon is just reflecting off the ocean?
I guess not.
Yeah, well, you're missing out.
Doug.
I'm not saying go during the day. You're having sex on the beach during the day. There's probably people around, unless you're at Hito, and that's usually when the wind is. So you get a little wind. But you go at night, it's calm. Find a nice cove. Nothing better.
Find a nice cove.
I can't believe how many girls I've had on the beach.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my!
How many? You got an estimate?
No, I said I can't remember how.
It's been too many even to estimate.
No, in Bermuda, a lot of it was on the beach.
So hundreds?
Not hundreds.
What about the sand issue, bro?
No, I mean you have to know where you're going. I mean, there's all kinds of places, and you bring a towel, or you have a lounge chair. You find a nice cove. A lot of at Hito, there's a lot.
You just go to a bar with a lounge chair.
We're talking beach.
I know, but you got to meet somewhere, right?
I've already waited on them.
Oh, you wait on them. You take their order, and then
seduce.
Then you say, "I'm going to go get my lawn chair." You walk back to the kitchen, come out with a lawn chair, and you say, "All right, let's go to the beach. The moon's out."
You have some girl that is probably in the Midwest, hasn't seen the ocean, or you get down there, and then you take her down to the beach, and it's a full moon, and you got all these nice places. And here, I'm going to take you to a nice rock formation.
Boy, you are a smooth talker.
Well, they don't see it. You take them to the end of Horseshoe Bay, and you go out. You can go out about 300 yards, and it's only up to like your knees, and there's a big rock formation out there.
So you're in the water now at night.
Yeah, but you're up against the rock formation.
You worried about sharks or anything?
No. So if you do
break me off a piece of that dump.
if you do it right and you find a nice place, I'm not talking about in the middle of Hulver Beach in Florida. Find a nice beach on a Caribbean island. There's nothing better. Maybe in a couple of weeks, I can tell you all about it.
Oh, wow.
You going to aim for that?
That's what Doug's plumber is texting in about. Morning, Tim. If you missed Pepper and Jeannie yesterday, then you didn't get to hear Iggy offer up his old man anteater to Katie Cush in Jamaica. That's from Doug's plumber. I haven't gotten to that part of the interview. Doug, did you listen to Pepper
I
and
haven't
Jeannie?
yet, no.
Well, when you listen, you will find out that she's the one that offered content, not me.
So it's going to be hard for you to turn her down. She's nice enough to
she's
go.
not going, but...
That Katie Cush is beautiful. I think she's really good looking.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
She looked better in glasses, though, and she talked about that as well.
She's cute.
How she likes having the glasses on.
She didn't go over well on the fan page. People, again, with their hammerhead shark comments.
Yeah, those fan page members have just dime pieces.
Yeah.
And obviously, they are also very attractive, in shape, and obviously have a steady head on their shoulders. Every single one of them.
Listener shrapnel alert. Listener shrapnel alert.
It's direct fire, Tim. Not even shrapnel.
Well, I posted a very nice picture of her.
I thought she looked great.
She was in a tushy.
What does that mean?
She was in a tushy
bra,
garb.
Tushy bra and panties. And
what is
very,
that?
very nice
Brand.
picture.
Oh,
It looked
very
like
popular around Mother's Day.
It looked like what Calvin Klein makes with underwear, but it just said Tushy instead of Calvin Klein.
Classy.
Yeah, it fit her very well. She got a nice body.
Like, fabletics.
First response is, I didn't know Natty Dread was that masculine looking. I go, dude, you wouldn't last 45 minutes, 45 seconds with her.
Yeah, these guys are just Adonises. I have nothing more to say besides they're absolutely the most attractive male.
The majority
HD2 listeners.
The majority are swimsuit models. That's where they came from.
I did out one.
Not all of them, but the
I did
majority.
out one guy one time. I felt kind of bad after doing it, but then.
Who'd you out?
Well, somebody said something about Jackson. I don't even know what they said.
You outed Jackson?
No, but somebody said something about Jackson.
What'd they say?
I don't remember.
Who said it?
Something derogatory. So I went to this guy's Facebook page and I found a picture of him with his shirt off on the beach with a gut hanging out. And I just posted that. I said, "Should we comment on you?"
And the baby eggs.
And
what did he say?
He profusely apologized. Said, "You're right. I shouldn't have done that."
Okay. My guy eggs.
And then I deleted his picture off there so nobody could see it. But if you're going to take shots at people, all right, here you are. Let's all comment on how good looking you are.
Yeah.
Jackson would slay.
My guy. This is look at this. Look at this little bonding moment right here. Thanks, Eggs. Thanks for sticking up.
I take care of people I like.
My guy.
All right.
So yeah, don't throw stones.
People who live in glass houses, whatever the saying goes.
You like that cliche, Doug?
Not really, no.
I didn't remember what the rest of it was.
How many
It was
people
through
live
the
in
end.
glass houses?
People in Malibu.
Steamer.
So I think we're gonna have fun in Jamaica once we get there.
Well, we'll get there.
Well, I know we'll get there, but going there is no fun.
It's all right. The flight won't be bad. You'll
Sleep
be
on the
fine.
plane.
You'll be fine.
I probably will if we're leaving at 5:15.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. When would you like to leave?
But that day actually counts then, because if you get there at noon, get to the resort by 2,
Well, it's
or
fine.
even 3, you still have that.
Full
I mean,
afternoon
that's
anyway. Yeah.
In a
7,
perfect
8
world,
hours.
and I'm not saying us because we're at the mercy of the resort when we're going down in our plane fare and everything. But in a perfect world, you leave at about 3 in the afternoon and you stay over the night in Miami.
What?
So you're leaving at like 3:30 in the afternoon. Plenty. You get to Miami about 6:30, 7. Spend the night in Miami. Have a nice dinner. You get up. You have an 8 o'clock flight from Miami, and you're there at like 9, 10.
I have to say that does sound kind of appealing.
I just didn't get there.
I get both sides, but I've never been to Miami in terms of hanging out there, having some drinks and dinner. I think that'd be fun.
I love Miami.
Well, okay. I guess they could drop you guys off.
No, Jamaica works well for me.
Yeah, I would just do that.
No, I'm just saying we've done that quite a few times. We went to Hito. We'd leave on a Friday afternoon and get down to Miami and then spend the night in Miami and then leave Saturday morning.
Okay. Well, we're not doing that this time.
No, we're not. But I'm
Doug,
telling you what.
It's a
I like
free
doing.
vacation. Just take it.
I'm not complaining.
All right.
I don't want to go, but
Oh,
I'm not complaining.
that's a bit of a complaint right there.
No, it's not. I'm not going to be complaining when I get there.
Here we go.
No, once we get there, we'll have a fun 2.5, 3 days.
Well, nobody complains about Ryan Kelly's VIP refi program. Wow. Interest rates are up, but that shouldn't stop you from buying a home. With the housing market returning to normal, now's the time to strike a deal on a home that would have been unheard of just about a year ago. You can make up for that higher interest rate with a lower asking price on the house. Sellers are looking to make deals. Reach out to Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, to get pre-approved for your dream home today. And with Ryan's 10-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your new home faster than ever. When interest rates come down, and they'll come down sooner or later, you'll be covered as part of their VIP refi program. And after you make 6 payments on your mortgage, they will refinance you to that new lower rate with no fees. VIP refi with no fees when you work with Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Find out more about this program at his website, thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
Engineer Design Facilities, sponsor of the text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After EDF. They are the official commercial fire alarm services and securities provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After, and you can text in 314-881-TMA5 for the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox and get involved on the radio program at your convenience. Store the number in your phone, and the next thing you know is you can get involved. If you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, email fire@edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. It's 7:58 in St. Louis. We close out the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Metallica coming to St. Louis Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Then November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. 2 nights, 2 different sets. No repeat weekend. Single-day tickets from Metallica's M72 World Tour on sale Friday, January 20th at 10 a.m. And you can win tickets to the Sunday night show. Metallica in the round at the 50-yard line. 2 nights, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts. Listen on the TMA app and at TMASTL.com for a chance to win tickets. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. Hey, if you like the Morning After, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Ashton Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the Morning After. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that's always a great time to gather at Rosalita's. Why not start off with a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m.? Enjoy happy hour specials including $3 off of appetizers like the wildly popular carne con cerveza, marinated steak cooked to order and served on a sizzling skillet. The patio is heated and covered, plus Rosalita's offers live music on Thursdays and mariachi every weekend. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Metallica in the round. M72 World Tour. Live from the 50-yard line of the Dome at America Center. Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different sets. Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Sunday, November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. Get single-day tickets Friday at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Metallica. Presented by Blackened American Whiskey and Liquid Death.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini. 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 Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. and it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, is with us. Ryan, rates are still going up. Is it a good time to buy a house still?
Absolutely, Doug. It truly is. We have a saying at the Home Loan Expert office. You marry the house, you date the rate. You fall in love with the house. You're going to be there for a while. But the mortgage, you're probably going to refinance that along the way. Now, mortgage rates are up, but don't let that scare you. Again, you marry the house, you date the rate. Mortgage rates will come back down at some point. Got questions? Ready to get pre-approved? Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Win tickets to see Adam Sandler February 10th at Enterprise Center just by listening on the TMA app or at tmastl.com.
My father literally came to school one time my whole school career. He opened the door in the middle of the test and I hear, "Where'd you put the rake?" I'm like, "What? You put it on the nail?" I think I did. You think?
Tickets on sale now, but you can win them now. Not to be repetitive, but just go to tmastl.com to find out more and win. That's tmastl.com. tmastl.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at tmastl.com.
I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
All right, Doug.
Is this Ween Wednesday already?
Beautiful.
Boy, it goes fast when you get the
my
Monday
favorite
off, doesn't
one.
it?
Sickest Ween Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
We played this one, so love it.
All right.
It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Appliance Discounters, 8 o'clock hour. In the market for an appliance, look no further than Appliance Discounters and their 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances and other major brands ready for delivery. Shop online at the Appliance Discounters, where pricing has been adjusted to beat anybody. Think about it.
No.
Get involved, 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. And you are welcome to text into the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, the sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess will take great care of you like they have taken great care of us on the radio program. You can go shopping right now at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and see all the selection they have for you. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. And Doug, we have a secret phone number. Watch this.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a secret phone number. 314.
314.
252.
252.
0029.
0029.
That's right. And that's for TMA, Tim McKernan Show podcast, and Balloon Party listeners exclusively. And you go right to, you can text it or call it.
Really?
And talk with Jamie, Clayton, or Peter Munganest right there at Munganest.
Wow.
St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Jackson, can you tell the people about Muggsy?
Absolutely. You know, I'm wearing my new Muggsy joggers as we speak.
Today you are?
Where are my Muggsies right
Oh,
now?
they're so comfortable. They're just unbelievably comfortable and making me look good. I actually have a listener sent me a little email, a little testimonial about the fine folks over at Muggsy.
What does it say?
This is from Dingle My Berries.
Oh.
I had a recent Muggsy customer service experience I'd like to share. I bought a couple pair of pants recently and honestly was surprised at how comfy they are. Anyways, one of the pocket rivets fell off, which I had bought. If I had bought these from a store, I wouldn't bother going back to exchange. But I figured I'd check out the Muggsy website. Couldn't have been easier. There's a number you can text about any issue you have. They claim it's only Monday through Friday, but I was getting responses on Saturday and Sunday. Sent a pic of what happened and my order number, and boom, replacement pant en route. Stay cute. This is what the fine folks at Muggsy will do. They just make things easy for you. They make pants simpler. Comfy yet stylish. You don't have to compromise comfort for style. So head to Muggsy.com Right now, use promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Again, promo code is TMA at Mugsy.com, 10% off your entire order. Free your balls once and for all and experience life-changing comfort with Mugsy.
There it is, Mugsy, a wonderful sponsor of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. You'd like to get on board with advertising on TMA, email me at tmckernan@InsideSTL.com, and I will forward it to our wonderful sales staff here at Hubbard Radio. All right, friends of the feather, Doug, you wanted some clips from the Pepper and Jeannie interview. Plowhawk, what did you guys pull?
I asked, we always like to ask, when do you first, decide to do anal? Like, is that something you talk with your agent
Is this
about?
FCC approved?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, in terms of, cussing. But she doesn't go into really great detail.
Hopefully not.
But also, there's probably a less one talking about kinks. This one might be a little bit less vile, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that one.
All right, let's do it. Doug, are you ready?
Well, I don't know if I am ready. But hit the lever, Plowsy.
Okay.
When getting into porn, I know we don't kink shame on the show by any means, but porn has certainly expanded on terms of what people like. The used panty scene, the feet. Is there a kink that you were surprised was so popular getting into it? Weren't there some that you didn't really want to do? Maybe the feet thing freaked you out. I just wasn't for sure the kinks that guys have nowadays. Were you nervous on to be able to keep up with all that content?
The thing I was probably most nervous about that guys like the most now is anal. I won't lie to you. That was the most nervous thing for me to start doing. The feet thing isn't so weird for me. I actually love it in this industry. It actually taught me that I like my feet in people's mouths, so that's not weird to me. There are...
You ready for my answer, Darren?
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Katie. I'm sorry. My phone's a little jubbly.
I don't want to know.
Every girl tells me they want that's what they want on OnlyFans. It's disgusting. I don't do it, but that is the number one thing that girls get requested, I swear to you.
What in the world?
You have to listen
Playing
to the
a guessing game?
You have to listen to the interview to hear what I bleeped out.
What a tease.
Yep.
Gosh.
I don't remember what the answer was.
Yeah, it's
I think it's
better.
Must have been vile.
Listen to the podcast.
To get bleeped out on this show, it had to be really vile.
It actually wasn't, but it's just, I'd call it uncouth.
Yeah, I think we could have played that, but I agree with you. I think they both begin with P.
Yeah.
No.
Pushing P.
Pushing P.
Well, there it is. I mean, Pepper and
I like how he just cut her off, and then Iggy goes, "Go ahead."
Well, we didn't have a lot of that on the interview, because what I try to do when we have two on, I'll ask a question. I'll say, "Katie, you go first," so that way they're not answering at the same time or interrupting it. But still, they would try to, Natty thought Maddie Dread.
Yeah.
Why do I say Natty? That's a Jamaican thing, Natty Dread.
And Natty Nate.
But he would think she'd be done, and then she would start, and he would start, and you go. So when you have two on the phone, you're kind of at the mercy of both of them. And
they were both not one-word answer type people, which I love, because some porn stars tend to, you ask this long, thought-out question, and they give you about 2 words, and you're like, okay, well, on to the next one. But they were really well thought out, detailed. Some more detailed than the others. But I thought it was a good interview.
Very much like a 60-minute interview, like Mike Wallace sitting down with somebody. Barbara Walters getting the most out of the guest.
Let's say that.
Now, she's not a porn star, but I did reach out yesterday for an interview, which you'll never hear back. But I found the publicist for Aubrey Plaza. And I reached out for an interview.
Yeah. What'd they say?
Yeah, I won't hear back from them, but... Yeah, it's a shot in the dark.
What would you ask her?
Oh, I'd ask her a lot.
Like what?
Would you tell them that the podcast was named Pepper and Jeannie?
No, I just said our podcast. I'd never give the name. Pepper and Jeannie.
I had to let Matt and Katie know on the phone before we started, like, you're going to hear about a 2-minute open. It's supposed to be stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's fun. Yeah. I'm just letting you know in advance. Please don't hang up in the middle of the open.
You play the open while the guest is on hold?
Oh, hell yeah.
Just to get them in the mood, probably.
Oh, get them in there.
Let them know that they're in a big-time production.
Settle in. I think it kind of breaks the nerves because now they're like, oh, this is stupid.
Oh,
okay.
this is real. Oh,
there would be extra editing if we had not play it, then we'd have to put it in.
Yeah, and splicing it together afterwards is kind of annoying.
Take forever.
Yeah.
Now, Iggy, Aubrey Plaza has been cast in a Disney Plus series. This happened in November, so she'll probably be promoting something here in the next couple months.
Yeah, but she'll go on all the big talk shows and
Pepper and Jeannie.
She's too big to be going on a little podcast in St. Louis.
Whoa.
I got a podcast that's in the top 50 in every country on the planet.
She'd go on that one.
Called Pepper and Jeannie.
But do you think that's good? I mean, you're every country on the planet, so you're top 50 podcast in Jamaica?
Bangladesh.
Yeah, you're the 50th best podcast in Jamaica.
Nice feather in your cap.
That just makes no sense.
Plowhawk, what is the report on your passport situation?
Yeah,
We have texts on a regular basis asking about that.
There's actually some information.
Doug, we have a development. Breaking
good.
news here. We get to the lead at
news.
8:12 in the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour.
And listeners may take this how they want. This, to me, this is just opens the book on just how, unqualified some of our members of our federal government are. And this kind of just explains it. So
You better be careful. There may be somebody listening. You'll never get it.
Well, I mean, I'm at this point, I'm at almost 6 weeks. So, and they messed up. So hear this. So there is a number to call within the 2-week threshold. And how I originally signed up for my passport went to the library off of Hampton. They're right catty corner to, I think there was a Quick Trip and Wendy's right there.
Nice. Okay.
And so got that taken care of. Already had the check written out for the $130 for the passport because I checked the prices on their website in terms of, what each price is.
Because writing it when you're standing there took too long?
Well, I was nervous about, I didn't have an appointment, and most of these libraries were appointment only. This one, however, was walk-in, so I wanted to be prepared.
Sure you did.
It wasn't an appointment. So I got there, they took my check, and they said, would you like to expedite it? I'm like, yes. And so they said, well, it's an extra $65. I'm like, perfect. So I'm like, do you want me to write a whole new check? They go, no, you can just write the expediting check to this Department of State.
Okay.
And they stapled them together, so I'm doing it, put in an envelope, so be it. So when I saw the $130 cashed, I just assumed we're all good, all gravy. Apparently, the expedited check was never deposited and never cashed. I double-checked after. So I called this place 3 times before this, not knowing, and they had all this information and never revealed it to me, never told me that, because I kept saying I have it expedited. It's been almost 5 weeks, or it's been 5 weeks. So the person I talked to yesterday told me that there was no expediting. So I did end up paying yesterday not only the expedited fee of $60, but also when they do mail it, I paid the extra $28 to get it that day or the next day.
Overnight mail?
Overnight mail. So I ended up paying $80, $88.
And you've got a check out there that they haven't cashed yet. The first expedited.
That I don't really care about. My problem is, what a major, just absolute slip-up.
Yeah.
So there was a reasoning why I did not get it when everybody else is seemingly getting there.
Do they think you're going to get it now in time?
I mean, the guy, they're so vague on the phone with that sort of thing. He said, we're going to do everything in our power. He gave me the time frame, which is somewhat positive, somewhat, I'm just up in the,
what was the time frame?
So they said up to, they have a max of, 11 days to cash that, which they said it's going to be in the next 48 hours. But this isn't just for stipulation purposes and for legal purposes. You need to set a deadline of the latest, set a day that's going to be taken out. And they said it all depends on how far the process your passport is, but it's been 5 weeks. So my guess is that thing, once it's expedited, that thing is going to come within the next 2 or 3 days. Very similar to how Remy dealt with his as well, because he paid the extra expediting fee after the fact and got his in 3 business days after the phone call. Yeah, so that kind of made me feel good. It's almost the exact that it felt like I was just getting embezzled for a little bit more cash before they're actually sending it, because my application process since the check was cashed is almost at 6 weeks. So I'm thinking the expedited, what I just did, is going to fast track that to be here at the end of the week. That's my guess.
Well, how long does it take if you don't
get it expedited? I was on the phone for 2.5 hours.
If you don't get it expedited, how long is it supposed to take?
6 to 9 weeks. But I didn't. That's too narrow for me. I can't wait till next week and it doesn't come. Then I have no
you're done.
wiggle room to make an appointment in Chicago or
pay that extra fee. So I knew I had to, if I'm down, that amount of money, what have you, whatever, I'll pay the extra $78 just to be sure. So that's where I'm at. I was so pissed. Because I talked to them 3 or 4 days prior each day with a different representative, obviously, different people who answer every time. And I was just privy to this information yesterday when I called. So.
So you're feeling confident that you will get it in time now?
I'm glad there was more. I hated not having any type of answers or any type of, anything besides, well, it may be there, that's really the only thing they can reveal. So it was nice to get, at least that process expedited, even though it should have been 5 weeks ago. So, whatever. I knew I should have just written that damn check for one check. I just knew it at the time. But they were confident. They're like, no, just write a separate check. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't write the check when you got there. Why do you write a check? It takes 2 seconds to write a check.
Well, I just, again, I was already prepared because I went to 3 libraries before this. Like, I didn't put who it was to, because every library went the same price. It's $130 with a $65 expediting fee. So I went to Kirkwood. You needed an appointment. Yeah. I went to the one off of Hampton further down from where I was at. You needed an appointment, and that was where the guy goes, well, go to this library. Walk-ins are available if they're not busy. So that's how I got to that one. So it wasn't like I just went to this library and wrote a random check. I was prepared to do this hours before.
No, but I'm saying if you came in with the check already made out, why don't you just...
Well, because they already had it in hand.
How much is it? And you write a check right there.
They already had it in hand in the envelope with my birth certificate, or with a copy of my birth certificate, and so they would have had to take it out. And I guess for them, and they just decided that me writing another check was just fine. Because I asked them right when they asked me to expedite it, I said yes. They had the little envelope with all of my information in there, my picture and what have you, and so they just said write the $65 check, to the same department.
Well, I get that. I was just asking, instead of writing a check ahead of time, you get everything done, and you got your checkbook, and, all right, how much is it total? All right, it's going to be $210. So you make out a check for $210 right there. Instead, you already had this check made out.
$130, Department of State.
I could be wrong, but I think I remember that the airlines are going to require everybody have a passport
in May
of 2024.
2020.
I think they moved it back a year.
Oh, okay. It was supposed to be May of this year.
But what kind of disaster are we going to have when the whole country all of a sudden has to have a passport, and they got a flight leaving next week, and they all want the passport now?
I think if you have one of those real IDs, one with the star on them, you won't need the passport.
Yeah, but you got to get those. I mean, imagine the DMV lines now. Yeah. I just think it's a stupid process. Even if I didn't expedite it, it's so ridiculous that in 5.5 weeks it's not at my front door, and it's really 6.5 weeks since you mailed it. 5.5 since they cashed it. I mean, it felt like such a money grab, but at the time I had no choice. I felt so much like a hostage there. I had no other option but to pay it.
No, it's nothing but a money grab. I had to get my license renewed
insane, man.
This summer. Then you have to go in and take the picture and everything. And then I get the license, and it comes in the mail, and it's got a not... What's the... Well, I'll take a look at it. It's something that I've never seen before. And then I called them to ask them what it was. It says, not for real ID purposes.
Well, what other purpose will you need it for?
Right on the right. I called them. I said, what does this mean, not for real ID purposes? Oh, you have to get another license, a different license that can get you on an airplane. I go, what? So I can't go to the airport and show this license?
Apparently not.
Well, in a certain period of time, you have to get the new license. What? I said, what if I get pulled over? Does this count for getting pulled over?
What then?
Well, yeah, that counts. So you see it's me to get pulled over, but it's not me to get on a plane? No, you're going to have to get a passport.
They want another $100.
So you just want another more money. So what was the point of a license?
Again, I talked to Jesse. I called Jesse right when I got off the phone with them. Always want to give everybody as much information as possible. She's been doing great work on this trip. She seemed confident now that she thought it was ridiculous that how much they dropped the ball on this, but making somebody wait this long for a piece of paper with a photo where I did all of the work for you. I gave you every single bit of information to put on that booklet. I even gave you the damn photo cut out perfectly in a circle. It's literally take some damn Elmer's glue,
copy and paste and then be done with it.
Maybe the government's printer ran out of ink.
Well, you just explained it. It wasn't the paperwork. It's that they didn't have your other check.
This will be the last time I ever took a passport. So if I'm going out of the country in my lifetime, it's going to be within the 10-year time frame. I'm done with it.
Oh,
I will never do this again, ever. I don't care if my trip is a year and a half out. They ain't getting another damn penny of my cash.
Maybe it's easier just to renew as opposed to get a brand new one.
Not happening. This thing's being burnt in 10 years in January.
Now, what if the station says, well, we're sending you all to...
We're all going to St. Bart's.
St. Bart's.
What, are you going to be in a wheelchair at that point, Doug?
Oh, you son of a sack ass. Maybe in a wheelchair for the Jamaica trip.
For the A group.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have ramps there?
I hope. With a good handrail.
But no, so say what you want. I did everything in my power. Of course, like, it's so annoying. Again, I don't care if it's expedited or not. It should be here. It's almost been 6 weeks.
It has been.
It's mind-boggling.
3 fortnights.
So basically, their time frame is that 4 to 6 week mark. They won't even start it until week 3, probably. Is that how it is? They just get it and they go, oh, okay, this one just came in. I'm not doing that.
I don't think they do that. I think they get them in, it goes into a pile, and then they just go one by one. I don't think they purposely just, I'm not doing this one.
And it could be that that office is like every other office in America where the Christmas comes and half the people are on vacation. And so they don't get much done. And then New Year's comes and then a bunch of other people are out. And then it snows and a bunch of people call in, can't get there.
There were so many holidays that hit in terms of holidays that they don't do any mail or that it stops. You know, Christmas, New Year's, MLK Day.
Those government offices aren't some magical thing where everything just works perfect. They're susceptible to everything else.
I gave them 5 weeks. I don't want magic. Magic is in an hour. That's magical. Yeah. 5 weeks is just. That's just standard. I mean, at that point, you're almost doing it on purpose. That you could get it done. You just choose not to.
I'm just saying when it's another office that's not you, you wonder what could possibly be the problem. And then, we have problems here too that other people don't see and don't say, how could somebody possibly play the wrong sound in my ear when I'm on the phone? Stuff happens. It happens everywhere.
Every city should have their own passport office. Yeah, they all have 4 or 5 DMVs to go with your license.
At least your state.
Just have one in your city. Each city should have one. You go in, you got all the books there. You take a picture, you fill out the paperwork, put the picture in there. There you go. It shouldn't take that long.
No. It seems like maybe it should be a state thing. Like
driving
your
to Chicago.
License. It should be tied to the driver's
Arkansas
license.
to have to just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And that, when I talk to them, that's not even same day. You have to go there to have it like 2 days. Mm-hmm. So like you go there basically just to have them mail it to you.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it's there in 2 days. But like that, I was like, so you're telling me like waste all that time, money, taking off work just to go to a building. And they're going to mail it just like this other department was just supposed to mail. Man.
It's 824 in St. Louis. You are welcome to text in 314-881-TMA5. You're welcome to call in 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines, and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Doug, you're a Design Air client just like I am.
Yeah.
What do they do at your home, sir?
Fixed everything. I don't even worry about it anymore. I used to have that thing in the summer where it was really hot upstairs and cold downstairs, and I thought, man, I'm going to need to buy a whole nother air conditioner probably and run vent work in it. Nope, they figured it out. They got it going. It's perfect. They come and they do maintenance every year, once a year, which takes about 10, 15 minutes, it seems like, 20, 25 minutes.
Quick, fast,
makes all the difference in the world. People don't even think about having their furnace tuned up. They think, oh, well, I'll call if we have a big problem. But, you might not have a big problem if you just have that normal maintenance. And that's what Design Air has done for me. Once a year they come, and I don't have any problems at all. It's really been nice.
Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. Doug is a client. I am a client. The official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. We are broadcasting from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's Michelob Ultra, sponsor of the studios here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Morning, guys. Any chance you can pay a little extra to get Max and Gino to expedite the golf video you guys filmed 5 months ago? Thanks.
Oh.
That's from Lashard's oversized hoodie.
How much extra would that cost?
That's really a great text, though. Lashard's oversized. Man.
Another $100 to get that expedited? I don't know. I
they're
kind
not
of
even
forgot
trying
about
to-
it now.
I'm looking forward to watching it. It'll be like watching Rocco Mediating Tiger in 2008 at Torrey Pines. Oh, yeah, that happened. I forgot about it.
It's been, geez, almost half a year now, isn't it? October, November, December, January. Well, close. 4 months.
Stephen Wildwood sponsored it, too, and he's becoming a banty
Oh, I
rooster.
bet he is.
And understandably so.
Mm-hmm. He was going to get a nice little ad on there.
He was.
Well, thanks for the money, though. Consider it a donation. Oh, well, it'll be up, I'm sure, sometime.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. A lot of people are not sympathetic about this passport situation.
Shocker.
Let's see. Iggy, it is what Jackson just mentioned. The new ones have safety pieces.
Like a watermark on there or something?
Yeah, why can't they just give it to you when you get your license renewed? Just why do I have to go get another license for that? You just gave me one.
Well, it's the same. It's still a driver's license. It just has that star up top, but you have to like bring one extra proof of residence, and then you get it. So I was sitting there in the DMV. I was like, so if I have one more piece of mail, I can get this. And they're like, yep. And I was like, well, I'm not driving, 30 minutes round trip for it. So it's the same ID, but it would just have a star on top, and then you wouldn't need a passport. But I have a passport, so it's like if that's the only thing stopping me, then I'll just use my passport at the airport.
Yeah,
a few
that's
times
all
I
it
go to the
is, but
airport.
it's just stupid. Just
like you just
I
got to
gotta
bring
go
a
all the way-
utility bill or something?
Yeah, I got
Like
to go all the
an
way
extra
back there
one.
and bring a AT&T bill along with my electric bill.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's silly.
I'm not doing it.
No, I wouldn't have.
It's your protest, and I'm with you.
Yeah, who thought of that? Whose idea is this?
I'll
If
hold
we,
someone
if we
accountable.
just had one more electric bill, then we'd let you know that it's legit.
Yeah, it seemed silly to me, but
Well, they know how much we love the DMV, so because that's the reason I have to go back.
there's like an extra $8 or $10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and those people that work there don't like working there either. So why would you? This gives you more chances to see people and bitch.
Actually, now that they're privately managed, the system I've only been to the DMV like twice in the last 2 years, but it has been somewhat more efficient.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a lot better. The one I go to, a lot better now that it's privatized.
Well, the good thing is that I don't even have my car anymore, so I don't have to renew my plates. I mean, I pay my personal property tax, but I don't have to go get my plates renewed, so I don't have to go in there.
All right. Well, what personal property tax do you have if you don't own a car?
I got to pay for the school that I don't go to.
Well, that's not personal property. That's just regular taxes, right?
No, when you get your personal property tax, there's your car on there, and then you have the school district you live in.
I think that's only
it's just
personal
a car.
property tax.
Yeah, it's personal property tax.
That's cars and boats and things like that you might own. The regular tax just comes out of your money. They just tax it before you ever get it. To go
I
to
get
the
a personal
schools.
property tax that has my car listed and also has the school district you're in.
Really? And you're even paying extra money for the school district?
Yeah, I bet you all the time. I say, why do I have to pay? I don't have any kids. Why am I paying for the school district?
Well, property values are
I live in an
hinge
apartment.
upon
I live in
the
an
school
apartment.
district.
Either way, I still pay it.
Okay, all right.
You know, I know a guy that didn't have his plates renewed for 8 years.
But you would support public schools, right? You want everyone to be able to go to school.
Yeah, but I don't have any kids, so.
Well, but
I don't care where
still,
they go.
you want everyone else to go
So
to
this is
school
the show,
too.
huh?
This is it. Hang on.
Anyway, I don't have to go to the DMV.
Panger will be with us at 10:15.
Really?
10:45 today.
Oh, wow.
Push back.
He's in San Jose, so I said, we'll give you an extra 30 minutes, Panger.
What can you do to expedite that?
I texted him, and I said, I'll expedite our interview, and we'll do it later so you can get a little more sleep, Panger, out there in San Jose.
Yeah, you know the way?
That was Dionne Warwick?
I
Dionne
think
Warwick.
so. Yeah.
I saw her sing that in Bermuda. Do you know the way to San Jose? Ba, 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 ba.
You know any other lines to that song? Everyone knows that line, but no more.
No.
Okay, heck of a song.
There was I don't know if they slept together because I don't want to cast aspersions, but she was enamored with one of the guys that I work with at the hotel.
Dionne Warwick was.
Yeah, really good-looking dude. She said he looked like Johnny Mathis.
Chances are
And he did a
that
little
you'll
bit. You know,
wear a silly grin
jet black hair, very
the
good-looking.
moment you come into
She hung out at her table for like an hour.
Oh, did she?
And she was just all over this guy. And this guy was banging him 2 at a time.
Oh, Johnny Mathis lookalike.
He was probably the best looking guy on the island.
Well, I thought you were.
Well, one of them, but this guy.
Wow.
This guy was gorgeous, and she was.
Okay, it's enough about this guy.
She was hanging all over him.
Was she?
Yeah, I let him use my apartment one time for a girl.
You let Dionne Warwick use your apartment?
No.
The Johnny Mathis lookalike.
Johnny Mathis lookalike. His room was occupied. His roommate was taking a nap. I let him use my room. But she just hung out for like an hour. I think they probably slept together. I don't know.
Kind of a fun text here. You talking about taxes? I'll pimp out that gay bitch in the Horton Watkins booth like the male protein dumpster he is. Tax that ass. That's a recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves.
Tax that ass.
What do you call me, a protein dumpster?
Doug, have you ever been called a protein dumpster?
I haven't. It would be hurtful.
What a text.
No.
That one's going to stick with me for a little bit.
Yeah, that was hurtful.
How are you 65 years old and still not know the difference between personal property tax and income tax? If you don't own anything, you don't pay property taxes. That's from the old Appleton stepdad. He owns a lot of acreage down in
south,
Old
down by Cape.
Well, I haven't gotten one since then. I mean, I just put on my last personal property tax that I no longer own this car.
Yeah.
So I'll see what I get this year, what my personal property tax is.
Iggy, do you have to pay personal property tax on all the free stuff you get from the listeners after begging for it on the fan page? That's from Awful Fries.
Yeah, I'm going to file that in my next personal property tax. 2 butt plugs, flashlight, dildo. What I owe you for this?
Uncle Sam needs his.
Yeah.
It's just like tax.
It's just like when you go through. It's just like when you go through customs in Jamaica. There's certain things you got to declare. You know, what are you bringing in? You can't bring in more than this amount of tobacco. You can't bring in this. So if you bring that stuff, you got to fill this thing out while you're on the airplane.
And you have to pay tax on that?
If you have something more than what you're allowed to bring in.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people lie.
Well, you're not bringing tobacco, are you?
No, I'm bringing a carton of cigarettes.
So you are bringing tobacco.
You can. You just can't bring in like...
Carton?
Yeah, you can't bring in... Well, what am I going to do? I need 4 packs. I'll just put 4 packs in my... Yeah, because then you get there and it's probably about $20 a pack.
How many packs come in the carton?
12. No, 10, I'm sorry.
And how much is a carton these days?
Like $74.
Oh, God.
Smoke the whole carton while you're down there.
$74. And you go through how much?
Doug, think about the ROI, though.
Is that a week's worth? Will that get you through a week?
Usually more than a week. I smoke maybe a pack a day. But yeah, there's certain amounts you can bring in.
So basically, around $300 a month you're spending on cigarettes.
Hey, don't worry about what I said. Now the tricky thing is when I came back from
that's $3,600 a year.
When I came back from Bermuda, you're only allowed to bring so much money out of the country. And when I knew I wasn't coming back, so I cleaned out my bank account, and I had more money than you're allowed to bring back, which didn't make any sense. I mean, I could have just said, give me a cashier's check and mail it to myself back home.
Sure you could have.
But I said, I ain't doing that. Just give me the cash. So I had a buttload of cash when I came back.
Where'd you get this cash?
Well, I'd lived there for 4 or 5 years.
Oh.
So I had a lot of money.
How'd you get it?
I worked.
Oh, okay.
Please go to break. Jesus, that's from Babe Truth, Doug. Babe Truth.
Just went to break.
What do you want to talk about, Babe? Why don't you send in a topic? We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, Babe.
I have a couple of things if I can get in.
Sure. I'll stop.
There have been a lot of requests for discussion on what took place yesterday with the sound story that Riz was doing, playing.
Here, it's a simple explanation.
So what happened?
It's very this is very touchy. So the first thing I do when we get off air is I'll put the studio on bypass, which means there's not going to, like, if we do a Pepper and Genie or you do, what have you with the mics live, it's not hot over the air.
I worried about that when we did that. I said, I hope he's got the right button and we're not on the air. Actually,
I'm a pro, but this is so finicky. And then you go to you hit go live off. You click.
When you say this, you're pointing to what?
The camera. This controls if the cameras are live or not. This monitor, however,
okay.
At the 4. So you click it, but like I must have double clicked it.
Oh,
And you could tell on the live feed when I was editing it that it was just like a split second on off. So I didn't notice it until about 4 minutes into the sound story. I ended up turning off the live feed, went to the live.
Oh, you noticed it on your own?
Somebody messaged me. I didn't notice it on my own. I'm glad somebody messaged me and saying, hey, the live feed is still live. Turned it off, and then I edited the live feed that is on YouTube to get that off of there, so it just end the show and it's done. So yes, for the 20.
So is it
people
going
saw
out on the radio, or was it going on the YouTube?
No, just YouTube. It's nothing going out over the radio because it's in bypass. So nothing
Jackson and I
that
were down
like-
the hallway just getting it handed to us,
Oh,
so
were
I
you?
didn't know.
It
And then in a
was-
commercial break, I got a DM.
It was a nothing thing. It was literally on YouTube. So if anybody, like I said, the 20 or 25 people who saw it on YouTube for a total of 4 minutes.
So how
it
would
was
somebody
on there.
see it on YouTube? Do they get a notification that we were live? Because otherwise, you would just have the YouTube open from, we've been off the air for about
that
a
would
half
be the
hour.
only thing would be if
Okay.
you have YouTube open
Got
up still after the show. Most people will probably exit out. That's why I say there's probably 20 or 25 people. I understand it probably look weird. I'm probably very confusing.
And it was Rizzuto hosting, correct?
Rizzuto told them about it. They did not care one bit. Told them I was editing it out. I edited it out, and it's that that's it.
Was
So
there
yeah, it
audio?
was just a double clicking of the live, so it went back live when I thought it was off. And that
Was there
it.
audio on there?
No, it was only on YouTube. Like it wasn't on. Like if you're watching YouTube, you're watching a sound story for 4 minutes. Correct. Yeah.
So you could hear.
So you
them
could hear,
talking.
yeah. But it was just talking about. I mean, it was nothing serious about it. But I wanted to let them know and be privy to it, and they were just fine with it. I made sure to edit it out, and boom. Am I right, Jackson? Pretty much a non-issue.
Yeah, I mean, it is, we take care of it, and mistakes happen. Move on, learn from it.
Yeah, it wasn't on Facebook
Onward and upward.
for a while. It was like early in the afternoon, and I saw the post.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And somebody had a smiley, laughy face that fixed, and then it tagged some Paul guy and me. And I responded. I said, "Why are you tagging me and this guy in this?" He goes,
Who is this
"Oh,
Paul?
I thought maybe you could
and
fix
why
it."
is he chirping?
I said, "Well, your post said fixed."
Yeah.
And then you tagged me. So what are you tagging me for? With this other guy? Again, just trying to cause trouble, but I didn't.
The listeners who message me are great. I appreciate it, and move on. Like I said, it was something that I know how to turn the live feed off. We do it off every day, but.
So it sounds like it's a big ongoing problem and a big issue for the station.
I would say we've gotten, Jackson, I don't know if you've seen him, I would say about 6 texts asking to address it. I didn't know.
I think that's the problem with these listeners is like, we need to like actually get up on here and give like a speech about.
Would you like to give a
something that,
speech?
Why do we always have to address? I don't like the word addressing things because addressing means there is an issue. This is a non-issue.
So did this spread to other Hubbard stations?
Sound story's been canceled now.
Yeah. Gosh.
Doug, you have one today, don't you?
Oh, the guy called in sick, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Bronchitis.
Wow.
So rescheduling that one. So yeah, we got 3 tomorrow, I think.
Yep.
And none of them will be on YouTube, so it'll be great.
Oh, because that's been quite an issue, I understand.
I mean, I've done 120 of these, maybe 80 to 100 and some of these sound stories. Never once have put them on YouTube. It was 4 minutes of actual audio on YouTube, so my apologies.
So if somebody, if one of the people doing a sound story actually wanted their story out there live, we could go YouTube live with them?
Technically, yes. I don't know how you would pick that up in terms of where you would find it to edit it.
I was
Maybe
just
on our
kidding.
YouTube studio.
I was just kidding. I would think most people that are getting these done probably don't know anything about this show.
Oh, a lot of them, yeah.
Their family members do. They want it done, but the people that you're interviewing probably don't know much about this show, so they wouldn't know anything about YouTube.
But shout out to Rizzuto, absolutely knocked out the sound story. Like, he is a pro, obviously. But, yeah, just his voice, enthusiasm, excitement. You know, how he's engaged with the sound story guest. And the son was there, too. It was great.
Tim put a stable of stars together.
Nice going, Tim.
Stable of stars.
Dewey Oxberger says, yeah, but it completely deleted the recorded, so I couldn't watch the replay. Not a big deal overall, but yeah, it kind of sucked. It's okay, Plow. That's from Dewey Oxberger.
It's back up. The YouTube replay from yesterday is up and ready to go if you want to watch it.
I love Plowsy, but it was 100% on for longer than 4 minutes, and when I
said the mics
turned
weren't
it
on.
on, there was at least 100 people watching. There are 100 people watching?
Well, good for them. Well, like, the mics weren't on until like it was. I usually turn them on 5 minutes before the sound story just to check the mics and they're talking. So like, again, like the video may have been up there for a little bit, but the mics were not. It's hard to explain, but it just was very minimal. I don't really.
Maybe we've accidentally stumbled onto something that people actually do like to hear the life stories of these sound story.
Well, I got it. Doug, I built a database. I've never done more data entry.
God, that looks crazy.
Oh, my God. It is. Take a look here. I don't know. This is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's all the people that have done it?
Orders and.
It's like your DraftKings.
Nice. And I would say one of the categories I have in the database is whether or not people want them public. And I would actually say about 70%, I don't say want them public, are good with them being made public.
Yeah.
But we put that to the person who makes the purchase and then does the interview, and that's 100% up to them. So I would think that, I don't know if it would necessarily, I don't know, maybe it would wind up being popular. I have found in doing them that I learn a lot. Yeah, and you get to sit here for probably 95% of them, Plowhawk, that you learn a lot of life lessons, and I think there's a great deal of value in that. Some things that I haven't thought about because I haven't gotten to, 75 or 80 years old, as the case might be. And so I would think for a lot of our younger listeners, younger than me, to hear some of this stuff would actually be helpful. Like, I love the fact that Jackson has a financial advisor, because that's one of the things that I feel like I screwed up. And so I'm glad that, here's somebody who I like and respect who, is not going to make the same mistake I did because he's working with any financial advisor. But in our case, we both know Mark Hanna and respect him a great deal. And so he's working with somebody who's really in a good spot. And that's going to put Jackson in a better spot when he's 46 years old. And I would have been in a better spot had somebody said that to me when I was 24 years old. And so I hear some of these things people say, and a lot of them are common themes. You'll hear a lot of the same. I'll tell you what, man, social media, people view that as the absolute death of society. I'd say 9 out of 10 of these sound stories, they bring up social media. Because they'll rave about, you hear that too, Doug?
Yeah.
They'll rave about technology and medical advances, but then they'll talk about, but it cuts both ways because social media, people who are lonely, they're on there, or they're angry and they're on there, and it leads to a division and so on and so forth. So yeah, now that I've done this, I started doing this over our Christmas break, and I finally finished it 2 days ago. I mean, I wasn't working 8 hours a day on it, but I was working a lot on it, just to get which names and which sound stories wanted to have them public and some other details from each account. And we definitely would have, I would say, 100 that we could make public, and I think people would find the life lessons in particular interesting. That's the part I always enjoy toward the end of the conversation. If you're interested, by the way, mysoundstory.com, me, Doug, Jackson. Jackson, you have one today or tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Let's go.
Yeah, Jackson's a hot item.
Is he?
He is a hot item.
Joe Burrow swagger.
The Joe Burrow swag, right. I guess. And Riz, Moon, Randy Character, and Learn, John Hewlett. And I feel like, Courtney. Courtney has one coming up this week as well. MySoundStory.com. Nice little Valentine's Day play as well for you or your significant other. MySoundStory.com. Appliance Discounters, the sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. If you're in need of an appliance, Appliance Discounters has a wide variety of appliances with drastically lower prices on installs. Select dishwashers have free installs, huge GE cash rebates, along with other brands or kitchen packages. Interest-free financing offers are available. 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances ready for delivery right now. Get the lowest prices of the year. Digital pricing adjusted to beat all competitors' prices every day. You can always shop online at ApplianceDiscounters.com. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source, featuring major brands like GE. Go online at theApplianceDiscounters.com. They're in Baldwin. They're in Maplewood. They're in St. Charles. They're in Concord Plaza. And they are in Carondelet. It's the appliance discounter sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. Doug, I've got Bertarelli Cutlery as a sponsor, too.
Yeah, they're in one place, and that would be down on the hill. The longest-running sponsor on the morning after is Bertarelli Cutlery, a locally owned family business. Been an institution on the hill since 1974. Support local. Swing on down to the hill and see our friends down there at Bertarelli. They have an awesome showroom with a variety of kitchen tools and gadgets and mixers. And, of course, those world-class knives like the Wusthof knives. Also, those sharpen your knives like the Dickens down there. That's kind of their bread and butter is sharpening knives. A lot of times you got a drawer full of knives, and they're so dull you're thinking, well, I got to buy new knives. You don't necessarily have to. You can take them to Bertarelli and sharpen them up, and they'll behave just like new. They got a great showroom, as I said. It's where chefs shop for their kitchen tools, all kinds of unique gadgets and professional quality tools and utensils. He's got thinking of a gift coming up for somebody. How about a gift card for Bertarelli? They'd let mom or dad go down there and shop for some of those world-class knives that they have. Also, Bertarelli is looking to hire somebody. They're looking to hire a knife sharpening technician. Be a fun job. Good job. Great company to work for. Here's the contact for that. You email contact@bertarellico.com. That's contact@bertarellico.com for the knife sharpening technician job. Marco Bertarelli, take good care of you as he has St. Louisans and anyone who stops in to see him for more than a half century now. That's Bertarelli Cutlery, and the website is bertarellico.com.
There it is. Jackson, I see we have an active phone board here. But what are we doing, a press conference?
Press conference Wednesday.
Yeah. Steve Schmidt, North County phone lines. What do we have?
Biff and Mike Lee.
Doug, Biff is on the line.
Let's see what Biff's got to say. Hello, Biff. Hello, Biff. Biff. Hello, Biff.
Hello, Cookie.
Biff. 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 He's not there. Biff.
Biff
Biff.
is not on the line.
Hello, Biff.
I heard a guttural moan.
I did too. Is that Biff?
I thought it was snoring.
Biff.
I think he fell asleep.
Is that real?
Well, you lost your chance, Biff. See
I think
All
he's
right, we're going to move on.
He literally is, I think, asleep.
Mike Lee is on the Steve Schmidt North County phone line.
Oh, okay.
Been years.
No, hello, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, Doc.
Yes. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Doc.
What?
Hey, Doc.
What?
No, past December, I was at a Christmas party with you guys.
Yeah, I know. I saw you there. It was good to see you again, Mike.
I was there with Katie.
Yeah.
Who wasn't?
Yeah. Had a great time. It was wonderful seeing you. Hope you had a good time yourself.
Hey, Tim.
Yes, Mike.
I saw Amy Bennett yesterday. In the
Doug,
car.
they used to call him Dandy Beans.
Yeah, yeah.
Amy Bennett. Amy Bennett used to pitch Cardinal.
He sure did.
Yes, he did. He pitched for the Diamondbacks as well.
Padres also.
Yeah, started with the Padres.
Mm-hmm. Number one overall draft pick one year.
What?
I saw him.
Nice.
Okay. What was he doing?
He golfed by himself.
Golfing?
Yeah,
Oh.
Amy Bennett.
Yeah, I bet he can hit the ball a mile.
He golfed by himself.
Yeah, okay.
Did I have any friends?
Hey, Tim, you see my new bike?
I've not seen your new bike.
The red one, the Max bike?
I have not seen it yet.
I got that for my birthday.
No,
Very
good.
nice. Very nice.
Don't fall off of that thing.
That one cost $4,000.
Oh, wow.
$4,000 bike.
Yeah, you better be careful with that. Lock it up. Lock it up whenever you take it out.
Hey, Tim.
Yes, Mike.
You know Lisa ain't kissing me on Christmas party.
Lisa Ann kissed you at the Christmas party?
Yeah, and so Katie.
Wow,
Big
look
night
at
for
you.
yourself.
Again, who didn't?
Say that.
Hey, stop.
Yes, Mike.
Yes, my peanut.
Okay, put him down.
no.
Okay. Cut his mic.
I still can't believe Biff was sleeping.
Audibly sleeping.
Like he was snoring.
I got a text yesterday from Pally Coleslaw that said, Biff is an angry beaver. Yeah, tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I got a text from Biff last night. Hey, can I call you? I was like in bed. I'm like, no. I want to get some sleep.
He wanted to call right then.
Yeah.
Not the next
I
day on
didn't
the
need
show.
a top list of Poison to get chicken dumplings.
Oh. I wouldn't even know where to go to get chicken and dumplings.
He called in once on a Friday at like 9:40, and he was like, "Do you have time?" I was like, "Well, we got 5 minutes to leave." He was like, "I'll call in tomorrow." I go, "Well, tomorrow's Saturday." He goes, "I'll still call in." Oh, sorry. God bless.
Quick list. Nothing more than that.
I guess Cracker Barrel might have chicken and dumplings for you.
Ooh, give me that. I might get that today now that you brought it up. The grilled chicken sandwich at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, can I have a helping of them steak fries?
Oh, really?
I think the problem with Cracker Barrel, it's universally good, but it's never great because of like the lack of seasoning. I love the menu. I like it. You can get breakfast all day. You know, it's hard to mess up pancakes, eggs, French toast. But it's like their meals just need a little bit more salt and pepper.
Oh,
I get you have to like kind
can't
of
you add that
appease to
yourself?
I guess post-cook seasoning, but I think to really season it and taste good, you got to have it seasoned before you cook.
Oh,
where's the nearest Cracker Barrel?
There's one at just a little west of I-270 and on 44.
Yeah, by the hot shots out there.
I think there's one in St. Charles, too. Now, if you go someplace, don't get chicken and dumplings. Nobody will make homemade chicken and dumplings. Nobody.
Don't you do that?
I do, yes, and I do
You
them very well.
but no one else did.
Saturday.
No, you know what they do? And
What do they do?
I remember when we were in Gatlinburg, we went to, I think it's called the Old Mill Restaurant.
That was quite a vacation you had in Gatlinburg.
I love mentioning it because it was a great vacation. I love Gatlinburg.
Okay.
It's beautiful. But I think there's a famous...
Hell of a vacation.
I think, let's talk about Andy Gibbs' yacht. Want to hear that again?
Wow, Doug, you just took shrapnel. KG in O-Town yesterday, Doug did it.
Damn, Doug, sit
He
down,
started it.
please.
I never bring that up.
Started it. It's like I'm legislating between my sons.
But I think it's called the Old Mill Restaurant. And my sister goes, I can't wait. I hear they got the greatest chicken and dumplings. I go, you know what you're going to get?
What?
You're going to get dumping spoonfuls of biscuits
Well, sure.
into boiling chicken broth. That's what you're going to get.
Okay.
And sure enough, that's what they were.
What should they be?
It's just biscuits.
What are they supposed to
Well,
be?
you should make it with flour and egg and milk and roll it out really thin. No, you don't put a dollop of biscuit in there.
Don't get mad about it. It's just a dumpling.
Well, I'm just telling you. Biff wants to know where you get good dumplings. You're not going to get any. Nobody makes them from scratch.
Can they come to your house and get it? Can they order them from you?
No. They're a pain in the ass to make. A lot of times I just buy the Reams frozen dumplings.
Yeah.
But they take like an hour and 15 minutes to cook. If you do them from scratch, they take like 10 minutes. But they are a pain in the ass. That Gatlinburg trip,
Gosh, it must have been one hell of a vacation.
I think I'm going to Gatlinburg in April.
It's a fun place.
Really?
It really
As a 24-year-old single man?
There's not much to do for a 24-year-old there.
Well, it's a little.
Willingly, huh?
I think we're going a little further away from Gatlinburg, but yeah, me and a bunch of my friends are going to go for a weekend.
Pigeon Forge?
Yeah, like a golf trip kind of thing.
I think
There's
of
one golf course down there.
I think of Gatlinburg like the
run it.
old part of Lake of the Ozarks where you're walking down the boardwalk going into the fudgery or
It's
something.
like Branson.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what me and all my boys are going to do.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're going to get an Airbnb up in the mountains and
do what?
You
You
know,
finna bottom, bro?
that was no, I won't be.
Garrett's going to be pounding away at this guy.
Garrett will be there.
I'm telling you, there's
Garrett's
one
gonna be
golf
there.
course. There's
Yeah.
one golf course. It's called
Why are you doing this?
Bent Creek, I think.
Well, it's not necessarily Gatlinburg. I think we're going a little west of that, so it's closer.
That'd be North Carolina, I think.
East of that would be North Carolina.
To do what in the mountains?
Hang out. What's going on?
Hang out means nothing.
Golf. We live in a bunch of different cities, so like we always like once a year try to meet up and do something. Like we went to the Lake of the Ozarks last year. This year I think we're going to go to that Smoky Mountain area and hang out and play some golf, hike. I'm hearing something in my headphones.
Doug, I hear a reverberation as well.
Is it Steve Harvey?
I do. Will you hear audio? I hear like a
I don't.
vibrating sound.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's like shocking me.
That's probably me. My breathing, probably.
No, it's like a vibrating reverberation.
I don't hear anything.
No.
What about now?
Jackson, talk now more about your trip to the mountains with your boyfriends.
It sounds like a gay retreat.
Only on this show can you like go do something fun with your friends.
Well, I understand where you're coming from with that. However, for a group of guys in their mid-20s to go to the Smoky Mountains and stay in a cabin together.
Just to
I gotta
hang
tell you.
out.
Right. I mean, I knew where the thoughts would go, and I don't blame you for thinking
plans.
such.
I'm with Tim.
Make sure you bring this up on Balloon Board.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Why don't you just go to Nashville?
They're very understanding.
We've gone to Nashville before, though. Like, we've done that. We're trying to do something different.
If you're in your 50s, I get it. You know, there's some fishing going on. You got the mountains. You can sit out and have some scotch. In your 20s,
Rock
I mean,
candy,
saltwater
you
taffy
can only go to
stand.
so many moonshine places and drink.
Guys, it sounds like there's going to be a male daisy chain in the mountains. That's
Sure
from Flip
does.
Wilson.
Listen, let your mind take it wherever. It's me and a bunch of friends. going out and
Is
hanging
Private Citizen Pete going?
You better believe it.
Nice.
Herb.
Herb's going to be there.
Herb's gonna-
Jackson, I would say Herb is the power top on the trip.
Yeah, that's, you know,
it's Plowhawk. I mean, he's just going to
Oh, yeah, talking about fishing, you could lay that hog down and catch a carp in that.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought, but yeah, Herb would probably be the main top.
Anchor down.
I mean, I don't plan on having any man-on-man action that weekend, but I hear that moonshine does things to people.
Yeah, Herb is head heavy. That dude.
Head heavy.
He has a big head.
This has all the earmarks of a Brokeback Mountain type of retreat.
Yeah?
How many guys are going to be in that cabin, bro?
Upwards of 12.
Oh!
And please tell me how many bedrooms.
Are there going to be any women? Yeah, that's a nice question. Good follow-up. How many beds will there be?
Certainly, probably not 10. A lot of air mattresses and couches and such.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Or bunking
Someone
together,
Some people will
maybe?
probably bunk
Someone
together.
Can forget to blow up their air mattress.
Listen, it's male bonding is cool, and I don't.
12
and
dudes in the mountains outside Gatlinburg. Count me out.
They're 24 years old.
Your
Hey, guys,
antiquated
we're hanging
views
out,
on male bonding won't be tolerated here.
Look, I
This
enjoyed
is cool.
it. That was my family, and we were I was upper 50s then.
Yeah.
We just went to relax.
You put on some old-time clothes, get a black and white picture taken.
in the evening,
make it
pour
look like
scotch,
you're in
sit
the
on the
Wild West.
patio, overlook the Smoky Mountains.
Gareth and Jackson will be making loud love noises, but only once. Gareth enters Jackson. Jackson will let out such a loud moan, it will surely attract the black bears. Thanks. That's from caller Buzz.
Oh.
You know what, Buzz? I thought we were in good terms. Listen, it's going to be a great time with my friends, and I'm not gonna be swayed by public opinion on this.
Are you even packing a suitcase? You even bringing clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing clothes. Why would I bring clothes?
Doesn't sound like you're going to need them in this bunkhouse.
You think
with
we're
11
gonna be
other dudes.
buck naked the whole time?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to make of your vacations.
No, it's going to be just quality time with my friends, and I think that's cool.
Okay. No women allowed, I guess, huh?
Yeah, there'll be no girls.
Is there an invite for Marsh? Sounds like Trouble in Paradise. That's from the 636.
Marshy Marsh won't be coming.
Marshy Marsh, the Playful Posse.
No. He won't. It's my buddies from we rarely all get to be in the same place for more than a day, so we all want to do something for a weekend.
Herb going to be there. The theme of the trip could be 3 shades of brown.
You're going for a weekend?
Yeah.
That's like an 8.5-hour drive for a weekend.
It's like Thursday to Monday or Sunday. The drive's half the fun.
The olds don't understand young's vacations.
No.
Their idea of vacations is piling all the kids that they hate in their life they can't stand into a minivan. Their idea of vacations is piling all the kids that they hate in the life they can't stand. Oh, okay. Their idea of vacations is piling all the kids that they hate in the life they can't stand into a minivan and driving 20 hours down to Florida to go to Disney World that they can't stand. I have a miserable trip and then pretend that they enjoyed it the whole time. It does not compute with the no kids lifestyle. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demo.
Damn.
How do you know what other families do and don't like their kids, hate their life, hate Disney?
There's not a lot of people that hate their kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
There's some, I'm
who's he
sure.
talking about? His life?
Maybe not in the upper crest, but you come down lower level.
You think hatred of children has a correlation to socioeconomic status?
I think it
this
has
could be
to.
This could be a QFTA.
You work harder, you make less money. I feel like that puts more stress on the fam bam. And then you got to keep up with the Joneses. Instead of going to Six Flags, you got to go to Disney. I think that may have a factor into it. But nonetheless, it's so different vacations when you have no kids with kids.
Oh, yeah.
You can't compare it.
Yeah. I still never went on a vacation with 11 other guys. Cabin in the mountains.
This is
no clothes. Not packing any clothes. I don't know what to make of it all.
There probably will be clothes. There certainly will be a lot of guys. But there's nothing wrong with a guy's trip. where you just,
You guys ever
hang
talk
out.
about like Scottsdale or Las Vegas or Los Angeles or New
expensive,
York?
man.
All
It's-
right.
it's
Well, I mean, aren't you all Horton Watkins guys?
No, this is college friends. A lot of these guys are.
Went to Mizzou, so working at Enterprise or Edward Jones.
You're not totally wrong, but a couple DB Proud guys.
Oh, is that right?
One,
Is that correct? Hampton and Eichelberger, right by the Dairy Queen. It's brilliant.
Private Citizen Pete's DB Proud, but the Chicago suburbs. So I got friends all over the place who went to college together, and we want to all hang out in one place. We try to do something every year, and we chose Smoky Mountains because it's affordable for everybody. You can drive there. And we've done Nashville and Lake of the Ozarks. The Midwest isn't necessarily full of great locations.
I did go to spring break one year with 6 dudes. We drove and we had one room.
Where'd you go, Gatlinburg?
No, Lauderdale.
Oh.
And we stayed. There was this little flop house right around the corner from the elbow room.
Flop house.
Yeah, it was like $25, and we all 6 stayed in one room.
Oh.
I think 3 in the bed, 2 on the floor, 1 on this little couch.
Ooh.
And Jimmy Lipsitz, who refused to take a shower.
Oh,
Why?
Doug, has Musk seduced the other gentleman in the room?
He came in from, we were on the beach all day, and then we all took showers, and we all went out. Then he got drunk, came back, and I said, dude, have you taken a shower today?
Yeah, good question.
I said, first of all, you're in the bed, you got sand all over you, still got oil all over you, you stink.
Oh.
I said, go down the hall and take a shower.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm good. I said, no, go take a shower, you're not getting in this bed.
You were sharing the bed with him.
And I punched him in the face.
Oh, come on.
No.
Yeah, because he was drunk. He goes, I don't need a shower. Bang, right in the face. I said, get out. I pushed him out the door.
You were kind of the enforcer.
And he passed out in the hallway, so that's where he slept.
I come to take a shower with Kiki Chat.
Did you knock out his teeth or anything?
I just punched him in the jaw.
Kiki Chat.
But can you imagine 6 guys in one room?
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's why you had sex in the car at the strip. You couldn't take them back to the room. It's just chock full of guys.
Jackson, are you seeing Harrison's brother Master today? I mean, he is...
What's new? He's ornery as all get out.
I mean, holy crap.
Hey.
He has been, I think he sent in about 10 to 15 texts since 8:32.
Yeah, he gets banty.
Hey, Tim, I love it when the 80-year-old creepy excessive masturbator at my wife's office posts picture of him and her on social media. Not creepy at all. None whatsoever. What is that in reference to?
I don't know.
It's called Declaring Money, You Idiot, and it's over $10,000, and you've told this story 100 times.
I've never told that story, so shut up.
Oh.
I'd also like to submit this for the worst show in the history of the show to date. It's basically Pepper and Jeannie all over again. Tim, Dumb and Dumber, didn't get the hint to shut up. Please try again. This is absolutely horrendous. Oh, my God, can you please shut Strode up? This is mind-bogglingly awful. I think I'd rather have someone gouge my eyes out with a toothpick as opposed to going on this trip with a bunch of dudes.
Rational. That's a rational response.
Well, come on over and bring some toothpicks.
That is not cool. It sounds terrible, actually. Is it like a bachelor party or something, or is it like a retreat that you guys planned yourselves? It seems odd. And then finally, oh my God, we've heard this story 100 times. That's Harrison's brother Master in the last 25 minutes.
I don't find it odd at all.
Well, he doesn't have any friends,
Like,
so it is odd
me and my
for
friends
him.
are close, and we want to hang out for a weekend, so we're going to a destination.
At some point, when you're in the woods in Tennessee, doesn't somebody say, hey, let's find a country hoedown and go meet some dames?
We'll probably go out one of the nights if we can find a place that's accessible. And
was this your idea to go to the mountains with the guys?
We were like throwing out ideas, and someone
What were
mentioned
some of
it.
the ideas? What lost out to this?
Like a human centipede. Like,
oh God, bless America. Someone said Ozarks again. I was like, no, we already did that. Someone threw out Nashville. We've already done that.
So do it again.
And so someone threw out the Smokies, and I said, yeah, that'd be pretty fun. And then we decided to do that.
I bet Herb threw out Smokies.
None of my actually might have been. None of my friends think it's weird. Like none of us ever were like,
No, I wouldn't think so. You're all in cahoots.
This has gone way too far. I'm just telling you, it's not strange.
No.
It's cool. It's
No.
cool to hang out with your friends.
Sure it is.
I think it would have been better if you guys were hanging out at Hurricane Harbor. Staying at that hotel right by the BP. Yeah.
Listen, I don't plan my vacations based on what Harrison Brothers Master think is cool. If I did,
Well, that'd be the worst vacation.
Now,
eject.
In order for somebody to throw out that suggestion, it would have had to be preceded with, you guys into moonshine? You guys into fudge? You guys into go-karts?
Mm-hmm.
I got the perfect spot.
Oh.
No.
That's it.
Doug, this is from the 636 in the last. This guy follows us down the hallway to Balloon Party, too.
Does he?
Yeah. Is Kenneth dressed as a hot dog? Who cares? I saw his D. I don't care about those boomers. Who gives an S? Jackson going to explore the local bathrooms. Don't forget the lube. No invite for Marsh. He going to a nudist resort. Iggy still mad that guy wouldn't shower with him. No one cares about Lil Jackson's frat boy orgies. Doug, that's in the last.
Again,
Those are
these
texts
are
we're
just totally rational.
It's like
This is what
stream of
people
consciousness.
who are very comfortable with themselves. This is
Yeah.
what they text in.
Where do you suppose you'll go next year?
I don't know,
Your
Doug.
Marquette,
The
maybe?
Villages.
Oh,
something.
wow, the Villages.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
You know,
yeah.
historical Williamsburg, Amish country.
Let's go to Memphis, New Orleans.
I have friends from Memphis. We're not going to go. That's where people. That'd be like them coming to St. Louis. You know.
Well, all 12 could stay with you.
So you have friends from Tennessee, but you're going to Tennessee.
Well, Memphis and the Smokies are like 4 hours away from each other. We went to the Ozarks last year. That's 2.5 hours away.
Go back to Nashville, you pale simp. It's like fishing with dynamite. But you'd rather play Brokeback Mountain and buy some overpriced fudge. That's from Carlos Spiceweiner, and Doug, someday he'll go into the hall.
Fun fact, you can go to the Smoky Mountains and not have gay sex. Like,
no,
you can't.
It's actually been done probably more than not.
People are very upset with you in this vacation.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
I would say it's at least 30% that if 12 guys went on a trip together by themselves, 30% of the time there's gay sex.
No, that's one of the silliest statements. What a silly statement that was. 30%. 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
So they start out as a heterosexual male in a cabin in the Smoky Mountains, but 3 out of 10 times, 2 of the hetero gentlemen will find that hairy hole too delectable to pass.
You hear about that in prison, too.
I never said they started out as hetero. But if 12 guys are going...
That 2 of the gentlemen are interested in other gentlemen.
30% of the time, there's got to be some gay guys in there.
30% of the time it works every time.
And they get drunk with too much moonshine, and they're...
Moonshine.
Mr. Licks is pissed. He said he called in.
We got JR here in a second. I'm not taking the Mr. Licks.
Oh.
See what JR thinks about my trip. He's probably like, that sounds great. I would love to do that.
Jackson is wrong. Every time I've gone to the Smoky Mountains, I've had gay sex. That's from Ray Gay.
That's anecdotal evidence that won't hold up.
Well, he's been there.
That's 1 for 1.
And then Harrison's brother Master changing his tune. He says, for the first time in history, I agree with Strode. So there you go. Yeah. I don't know what he's agreeing with. Oh, the 30% statistic.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too proud of that cosign there.
And they could be heterosexual and just hook up. They experiment for a week. They can't find any women. A hole's a hole. Let's go.
It's not like we're not going there like out of desperation. Like, oh no, none of us have had sex, so let's go up there and bang.
I didn't say that.
No one will see you up there.
Well, you said 30% of people who go there are having gay sex.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're desperate. That means you just get horny and you're drunk, and let's do
if
it.
2 heterosexual guys have sex, is desperation not involved in some...
No, just experimentation.
And if they're not
fair enough.
hetero, like you said, if they're 2 gay dudes and they're banging, it's common, right?
Oh.
No.
Well, yeah, but that would be the same for a heterosexual couple. If a heterosexual couple went to a mountain retreat, they would probably have sex. Same with a homosexual couple.
Producer Joe is listening to the show this morning, and he says, that's possibly the dumbest statement that moron has made, and that is saying something. That's from Producer Joe. You can find him on Twitter, @ProdJoe.
Oh, you're almost crestfallen on that one.
No, I don't really care what he says. No, you're the one that blurted out, yeah, I'm gay, so... You would know.
Your questions for Jeremy Rutherford, send them in. It's brought to you by Mark Hand of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Send your emails in, your thoughts on Jackson's trip with Gareth, Herb, Private Citizen Pete, probably Sweet Kai.
No, Sweet Kai won't be there.
Oh, no.
The Frog Dad will be there, though.
Frog Dad will be there, though. The morning after at InsideSTL.com, Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. JR coming up, your 2-part questions and your emails for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Hey, If you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Ryan Kelly. And Ryan, you have a program that may be of interest to some of our listeners, and that's with reverse mortgages.
Definitely a few of the listeners, if not a lot of their parents for sure, will definitely love a reverse mortgage. And this isn't a new product. It's been around for quite some time, but right now it is very popular. If you are 62 years old or older, you may qualify for a reverse mortgage. And I'll give you kind of an idea of what that looks like. Let's say that you owe $200,000 on the home, and maybe they're appraising for $400,000. So you have this $200,000 of equity, but you don't want a monthly payment. You can't afford it. That's why you are where you are, battling to pay the prescription costs, the credit cards, help out the family, get everybody together for the holidays. Well, with that reverse mortgage, you can take that equity out and you don't have to pay it back. You don't have any monthly payments. You have nothing until you sell the home. So it's a great way for our folks that are 62 or older to tap into the equity and not have any payments until they sell the house. Learn more about reverse mortgages today by visiting thehomeloanexpert.com.
Metallica in the round. M72 World Tour. Live from the 50-yard line of the Dome at America Center. Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different sets. Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Sunday, November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice 9 Kills. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. Get single-day tickets Friday at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Metallica. Presented by Blackened American Whiskey and Liquid Death.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
And now the Pepper and Genie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepper and Genie.
Pepper and Genie.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press Restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the sun? Check out the new Press Restaurant today.
Win tickets to see Adam Sandler February 10th at Enterprise Center just by listening on the TMA app or at TMASTL.com.
My father literally came to school one time my whole school career. He opened the door in the middle of the test, and I hear, "Where'd you put the rake?" I'm like, "What? You put it on the nail?" I think I did. You think?
Tickets on sale now, but you can win them now. Not to be repetitive, but just go to TMASTL.com to find out more and win. That's TMASTL.com. TMASTL.com. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
I'm as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Nice.
That's right, Mark.
Nice.
Doug, it's a Ween Wednesday, and a lot of people are saying it's the sickest one yet. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After, Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Come on in. The water is warm. What an 8 o'clock hour it was. Brought to you by the Appliance Discounters. And here in the 9 o'clock hour, Jeremy Rutherford is going to join us. And then we will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Month. Sign up for the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Some wonderful competition. Caller Drew, polarizing. Retired Air Marshal claims he is going to win. Just go to tmastl.com to sign up. And we have two different app contests running right now. Adam Sandler tickets on February 10th. Jackson, what day of the week is that?
February 10th, Tim, is, of course, as we all know, it is a...
It's a fries bin.
It's a fries bin.
Oh, wow.
It's a fries bin.
Yep.
Wow.
Adam Sandler on a Friday, and all you have to do is go to tmastl.com, the TMA app, and sign up.
And then win tickets to the Sunday Metallica show. Single-day tickets for Metallica's tour Friday, January 20th. They go on sale, 10 a.m. So there you go. We got two different app contests going on. And you can sign up just by going to the TMASTL app, making sure you are logged in and register. How do you do? And you got Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle this Sunday. But it's a Sunday, so it kind of reduces the pony a little bit.
Well, you usually go out and party after you go to one of these shows?
No, I usually, last night, Doug, I don't know if you checked my Whoop this morning, but I was asleep by 9:45 last night.
Oh, I saw it.
You saw it.
It was
pretty
hot.
Good. Good REM sleep last night. A lot of REM sleep.
Well done.
4 hours and 30 minutes of, do you call it restorative sleep?
I never say that, no.
It's restorative.
That's what I was wondering. Is it restorative or restorative?
Put the emphasis on the first syllable.
Oh,
I liked that.
What world's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hanna's in studio.
All right.
He is replaced.
Oh, I should have introduced myself.
No. And that's because Jeremy Rutherford is with us. Presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503. Good morning, JR.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
Doing well. Just headed to the gym, trying to give these workouts a boost. I just did 2.5 minutes on that Stairmaster, and I was wanting to watch the show on the Twitter link so I could watch it on the YouTube, and it wasn't up. So.
Oh no!
We've had a lot of trouble with the personnel. Yeah.
Keep it up, JR.
Plow, Kevin, what do you got? You got a sandwich?
Yeah, I got a peanut butter and honey sandwich.
That's what I had too. That's what I had too.
Really?
But let's go back to that 2.5 minutes he did on, what was that, the Stairmaster? You got to get started somewhere.
Yeah, well, I wanted the YouTube link, so I was like, wait a minute. I thought I'd have to go the whole 2.5 minutes without watching the show and listening to the show. And then I thought, wait a minute, I know this 21-year-old Ledoux-born, Hamptons living, money-saving producer. I could...
Stop giving us the business.
He is giving us the business.
So he did put it up really quick, so give him a round of applause there. And
Thank you,
Jackson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a tweet about our YouTube link kind of random, like at 8:15.
Well, thanks to JR.
That's what it was about.
with the scramble this morning, it slipped my mind. That's on me.
Yeah, no, but you guys know I'm a journalist. I like to take notes when I listen to things. So, hey, I took a few notes listening to the show while I was on the Stairmaster, if you guys want to hear my notes.
Yes, oh, sure. Wow, this would be great. Kind of a recap, Doug.
Yeah. So I was on the stairs there, and I was listening to the show, and you guys were talking about what happened with the sound story. And you know how you're at the gym and you look up, there's TVs everywhere. I look up, and they got TMZ on. TMZ's on like for 24 hours, right?
Nice.
And they're playing the 4-minute video clip from yesterday's soundbite.
No. He loves to dig it in. He knows the wound is fresh.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. So then, hey, all right, play along with me here. It's your last meal. You're at you're on death row. You're going to the death chamber tomorrow. What's your last meal? What's everybody's last meal?
I'll do an easy scallop risotto with a nice Caesar salad and a glass of wine.
Any particular restaurante?
Oh, man. I like Bartolino's for my risotto.
It's kind of a nice play. It's kind of a sneaker play and a nice play. Doug, what are you going with?
I guess maybe filet and lobster, but I wouldn't have the wine because, you know, alcohol can shorten your lifespan.
Any particular restaurante?
No particular restaurante, I guess.
Marcana, where are you going? What are you going?
I did a fabulous halibut at the crossing.
Wow.
Do you like fabulous halibut?
I think I'd go that route, a little blackened halibut.
That sounded a little stuffy to me. A little
Dude,
nose in the
it sounds
air.
like, are you the guy who went to Melville or are you the guy who went to MICDS? I don't know.
Don't judge. Don't judge my halibut.
I had a fabulous halibut at the crossing.
Jackson, where are you going? I assume you also had a fabulous halibut at the crossing.
No, I would resurrect St. Louis Wing Company and have the Cajun Alfredo wings.
Come on.
The Cajun Alfredo.
Mahawk, you liked it.
I love that play.
You like that play?
I would resurrect it and then have the Cajun Alfredo wings, 20 of them, please.
He's going to go
boys
20.
just trying to appeal to
That's
the
what it was.
masses.
That's what you spotted it. You spotted the faux populism right there. That's you're sharp.
He's getting into politics now.
It's actually the king cut the prime rib at Chris's.
Perfect.
I got a wide delta. Pauly Botto's, Rack-a-Lab, the lobster ravioli, the caprese salad, a bottle of wine or two. Yeah. But then I could also go to that White Castle across from Vianney, assuming the guy who exhaled deeply when I went to get an order at 10:30 was not working because I don't really want him making my White Castle. What about you, JR? You asked the question.
Well, did Plow go? I didn't hear anybody say king-size Snickers.
Well, you didn't ask for dessert.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, with those are all great choices, by the way. I think I've had most of those. Those are great. But all due respect to Iggy, I think I'm going Cracker Barrel chicken and dumpling. Come on, biscuits. Load me up on those biscuits. And finally, last note, and then we can get to the blues here. Jackson, this trip. Come on, bro. Okay, so here's the deal. Jackson actually invited me to go on the trip. I was going to be the 13th dude on this trip, and I told him no. I told him no because I do have the opportunity this weekend to take 40 kids to Sky Zone, and I jumped at that opportunity.
Oh, gosh. Listen, it's understandable.
Oh, my God.
I offered him his own room.
Is that a nightmare?
He took that over the trip with Gareth.
Yeah, you're lost.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, so it'll be fun trip to Sky Zone.
More room for us.
How you guys doing?
We're wonderful. We're doing an award-winning radio presentation. Plowhawk's got a peanut butter and honey sandwich he's enjoying, so I feel like everybody is on their A game.
How much do you need to drink to wash down a peanut butter and honey
I will
sandwich?
say it's dry.
I would think.
Nice little treat. JR, here's the dance that I feel like we have to play, and I'm curious if you're. I was talking with a friend of mine, big blues fan, yesterday, and I said, "This is," and I don't know how it is for you, but you're in a different spot than say like Kerber and Pang and Joey Vitale and John Kelly, because you're more in the journalist wing and they're in the broadcaster wing. So it's a weird spot. I think everybody kind of knows that the Blues probably aren't that great, but they're not necessarily terrible. I mean, there are some teams, we'll see one on Saturday, that are just garbage this year in the NHL. I think 5 teams have below a 40% winning percentage. I know that's not the way you really tracks, success in the NHL. It's points, but it's historically bad. But the Blues are kind of flying under the radar relative to the historically bad. But fans who've seen a great team around here 4 years ago, no, this one isn't that. And then you have this trade deadline with 2 big names lurking out there that are 6 weeks away. And so it's a weird spot when they win some games like they did on Monday night against Ottawa, but you're kind of like, it probably doesn't matter. The big story is out there, and it's not going to happen for a few weeks. So we kind of talk about the regular season games as if they matter when in reality they probably don't. I'm projecting here because that's how I feel when I'm hosting the show on 101 ESPN. Your thoughts on said statement?
Yeah, I just think you have to watch from 35,000 feet, and you can't get caught up in the game to game. You win a couple big ones in a row. I remember we were sitting there in the Minnesota locker room, and Braden Shen said, "You guys are writing us off." And, here we are a couple games, 3 games later, and you won one, you beat Ottawa, but you lost a couple in a row that were pretty disappointing. And, Tampa against a better team. So, I'll stand by what I've been saying is that, you got to give them credit when they come up with a gutsy performance and you see some things that you like and you see some corrections. But for the most part, what are we, 40-plus games into the season, and you still see the defensive lapses and the backdoor tap-ins and so on and so forth. And these are things that are going to continue in the second half and into the postseason. So I think, like I've been saying, that Doug Armstrong has that 35,000 feet up in the air approach. And as we get closer to the deadline, I don't know that it's going to be depending on how the team's playing anymore. I think he's going to make that decision based on what he's seen up to this point.
Any encouragement from seeing a guy like Jake Neighbors play so well the other night?
Yeah, I think so, and that kind of looks ahead also to the future. You look at what this team has part-wise and prospect-wise and so on and so forth. I know that the listeners don't get too caught up in the 18, 19-year-olds that are on the way, but you have guys like Zachary Bolduc playing junior hockey. You have Jimmy Snuggerud at the University of Minnesota. You have a Jake Neighbors who's kind of taken that step now, and I think that there is promise. And of course, you still got all these veterans that are under contract for a long time. That's going to be the biggest thing, is blending some of these young guys coming up, including the Kyrus and the Thomases who are starting to take over the team with some of these prospects in the nearer term. And look, I don't think it's all doom and gloom for the Blues. I just think that for whatever reason, the chemistry this year, the issues this year, they've been hard to get over. And so, yeah, you do get excited when you see performances like Jake Neighbors the other night.
You mentioned those two guys, Bolduc and Snuggerud. With this being a transition year, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but you think there's any chance that either of those guys make an appearance in the uniform this year?
Yeah, so with Bolduc, the way it works with junior hockey is they have to finish up their junior hockey season. That kind of protects those guys and those teams from losing those players. So he would have to wait until that junior season and then could come up and whether it be play in the American Hockey League or play with the Blues a game or two towards the end. I wouldn't envision anything like that, but I think that there's a chance. And with Snuggerud, he's just a freshman at Minnesota. So it's all dependent on when he would turn pro. Is it after this year? Does he go back to Minnesota? He can't play with the Blues until he decides to turn pro, sign that contract, and give up that amateur eligibility. So it's something that could happen. I kind of expect him to go back to Minnesota for another year.
Just for the purpose of playing devil's advocate, and it's not necessarily a position that I subscribe to, but it is a different set of circumstances than I feel like anyway in 2021-2022 season, where you clearly had a force in the Western Conference happening to be in the Blues division with Colorado. And if you were going to get anywhere, you were most likely going to have to go through the Avalanche. I don't see that at the moment in the Western Conference. The East is so much stronger than the West this year. Does that factor in, do you think, if the Blues are still lurking around when March 3rd rolls around in Doug Armstrong's equation? I feel like the one that we oftentimes looked at to compare and contrast is 2018 when they were lurking and he still traded Stasny. Do you think that comes into the equation, or when it gets down to it, the bigger picture is the priority, and the bigger picture being the team has to turn the page on Tarasenko and O'Reilly?
Yeah, I suppose it could, Tim. Like, if you're seeing some good things, and the things that I just talked about, the issues, you're not seeing those anymore. We're talking in 3 or 4 weeks, and they've kind of disappeared, and records looking pretty decent. You're in a playoff spot, and then some of those other teams are still struggling. Maybe there's a small chance that Doug takes all that into account, but it happens every year. There's going to be a team or two that gets hot, and they look like they're unbeatable. Last year, obviously, Colorado's got all the talent in the world, but they were playing well, and it was going to be tough to knock off them, even though the Blues did a wonderful job, as good as anybody in the league. But then you look at the East, and I mean, if you could make a run where you're guaranteed to get to the Stanley Cup final and maybe even lose to a team in the East, you look at that as a productive season, you'd go for it. You really would. But I just don't know that that's in the cards. And what I keep going back to, guys, is if you're sitting there cleaning out your lockers at the end of the regular season or after a first-round playoff loss, and you look across the room and you see O'Reilly and Tarasenko taking off their jerseys, and those guys are still around, and you haven't capitalized like you could asset-wise, to me it's a loss. So, who knows what's going to happen in terms of what teams offer for those guys? Does Tarasenko invoke his no-trade clause? Whatever happens, I just think you have to be realistic about the situation and not think that it's going to come together in these last 3 or 4 weeks.
You mentioned going for it right there. Is there any chance if they get hot? Could you envision Army saying, let's unload some of these young guys, let's go for it, let's pick up a rental or two?
Well, I doubt it. I think that you would have had to have seen a more concrete, rise to the occasion type team than we've seen up to this point. Now, if it's not to say that it can't happen in these last few weeks before the deadline, but I think if we go back even to that last little burst where they looked pretty good and won a couple games and started saying, hey, we're putting it together. If you could continue that, and then ride out the last stretch before the trade deadline, maybe. But then you go back the other night, like to Tampa Bay, same things we've been seeing. So, in 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, we could see the same stuff. I have not seen enough, Mark, to show that, hey, this team has the ability to put it together and make one of those runs to kind of even entertain the idea of, quote-unquote, going for it.
But let me offer a player as an idea.
Oh.
They could bring back an offensive-minded defensive defenseman like Chris McAlpine. Maybe he could shore up.
He hadn't played in 10 years.
Yeah, but he could bring him back. He could be the guy.
You better have a second part to this. I'm not just answering that first part, but Chris McAlpine is an agent now, and I think he's busy with his clients is the kind of the part that would make that tough.
So
You're not saying no.
Yeah, I noticed he didn't say 100% no. What are the chances that we actually have a text that I was about to read that mentions Chris McAlpine?
Really?
JR, if we need some bodies, if the captain and Vladdy are shipped out, do Craig Conroy and Chris McAlpine get the call?
Oh.
It's 2 times. And then second question, if you were a single, pale young man, do you think it would be wise to look for ladies in a remote cabin 8 hours away with 10 other dudes where the only chicks around are the townies making the saltwater taffy and fun?
What does me being pale have to do with anything?
It's from Carlos Spicy winner, and he will go into the Hall of Fame.
That's a good Hall of Famer. No, well, I already addressed McAlpine working as an agent, so he's out. And then Craig Conroy, this is going to put people in a bad mood, too, but he's working for the Calgary Flames management group, so he's probably out, too. Unable to suit up for the Blues. And, yeah, listen, I've gone on guy trips, guys. I mean, we go to the Ozarks, but it's this weird thing that you actually go out on the boats and there's other genders out on the lake. I have not.
What is that?
Yeah, I've not heard this strategy where you actually go to a remote cabin.
Well, I'm looking for dudes. What is that?
Wow, there it is.
This guy's going on deliverance-like vacations. I don't get it.
Can you cut that for Friday? I'm looking for dudes.
Yeah, I got you. It'll be on
There's another one,
Fridays
too. Use
next.
that.
Don't worry,
You got
JR.
2 of them now. Nice.
Playing back-to-back.
Lots and lots of dudes.
There's another one. We got a lot to work with. Let's see, but we got a lot of them in here. Doug, I don't know how many are. Here's
Two-parters?
This is from Harrison's brother Master. He's,
Okay.
Please ask JR, what does the organization see in Colton Parayko? I'm not trying to troll. I just want to know what they see. Harrison's brother Master.
This might be the first time somebody said, please ask JR, followed by a serious question. So I was kind of caught off guard there. It's tough. It's a situation where he's got all the tools. He's 6'5", 6'6". He can skate like the wind. He's got a howitzer shot. But I think when you're in year 2 and you're saying, okay, it'll come, you look for it. I don't think you can sit here and, year 7 and 8 and say it's going to come. I think Colton Parayko is what he is, and there are some great parts to that, and then there are some other parts that you kind of wonder about. I think the biggest thing is, that toughness that you need. Did you guys see – somebody was sitting next to me the other night watching the Blues game in the press box, and there was a little scrum around the Blues net, and I think it was Colton Parayko. You could read his lips. He told the guy, relax. Like, I just don't – could you imagine Chris Pronger around the net telling the guy to
Here
relax?
comes Plowsy.
He's almost, if it's possible, he's too nice a guy. He's just the most pleasant, sweetest guy you'd ever possibly meet.
That's what
and
you
maybe
want
that's not
for a
what you want for a
defenseman.
defenseman, because he really is the nicest guy you'd ever possibly meet.
He is so nice. He is so nice. Maybe that Craig Berube put the put the issue on him when he said that Colton Parayko's a guy you'd let your daughter marry.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a tough one there. So he is so nice. And guys, listen, every time I get that question, I want to emphasize there is a lot that this guy does right. But unfortunately, in the National Hockey League, in front of the net, around the net, you have to have that extra edge, and it just isn't there. Yeah,
He's a fabulous player. It seems like the sort of guy that's going to end up as one of those hockey trades. You get traded for another guy that's just not quite working out.
Yeah.
And, Mark, you're absolutely right. The tough part with that is them signing him to this 8-year contract. Like, if you had him for 3 or 4 years, you make that hockey trade probably. But I just don't know how you make that trade with 8 years on the deal.
Yeah.
I felt like you were about to ask a question, but I got.
I just wonder if he's going back on the Stairmaster because he only spent 2.5 minutes on.
You feel like he needs a little more time on there?
I would think
No,
double
I
that.
just eating from this bowl of chicken dumplings here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
here we go. Yeah.
Jeremy Rutherford every Wednesday here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Thank you, JR.
Thanks, boys.
There he
All
is,
right, thank
Jeremy
you, Rough
Rutherford.
C.
314-889-0503, Mark Hanna, evergreenstl.com. Anything you want to tell to the people?
I'm jealous of Plowsy's sandwich. I hope that
Peanut
he gets
butter and honey.
passport. Call me and we'll make sure that you're squared away.
I got you. You're a great human being. I told you when I saw you out there, it feels like we haven't seen each other in so long. But you said it's been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks,
I feel
baby.
like
It's been 2
way
weeks.
longer than
Yeah,
that,
it's not
man.
that long.
Well, I'm talking to Mark.
Well, then again, I see you every day up on the YouTube.
That is true. See, I don't get to. we
You're a
don't have
YouTube
that.
watcher?
I am.
Are you really?
Guilty as charged.
Gosh.
Yeah. I think I'm going to send in a little cutout like Learn back here, allow Plowsy to look at me.
That'll be nice. That'd be good.
Or you
Mark
could
Hanna
put it behind
cutouts.
me and have Iggy and the Dais look at you too.
That'd be all right.
Mark Hanna, always
Take
wonderful
that
to see you,
home.
sir. Thank
Great
you so
to be
much.
here, guys. Have a great
Thank
day.
you,
The great
Hansy.
Mark Hanna of Evergreen
Mark's
Wealth
phenomenal.
Strategies, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency presents the Colonel, Gabe DeArmond, every Monday here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Check out the reviews for James Carlton. There are 304 5-star reviews on Google for James Carlton. That's the kind of respect that people have for James and his staff in the office in Webster Groves. I am a client. I made the switch, and I am so happy that I did. There is a world of difference between James Carlton and so many other people in the insurance agency. 314-961-4800. 314-961-4800. I should say insurance business, not the agency. 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Doug, did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
I never did.
Did you ever watch Saint Elsewhere?
Might have seen that once or twice.
Did you ever watch The Graduate?
Yeah, saw that years ago.
Bonnie Bartlett Daniels.
Oh, wow.
Familiar with BBD?
No.
Belle Biv DeVoe. Bonnie Bartlett Daniels says she and husband William Daniels, quote, never felt tied to fidelity at the beginning of their now 72-year marriage.
Yeah, I know who William Daniels is. He's been in a million things, right?
Saint Elsewhere,
Yeah.
Boy Meets World, The Graduate.
Yeah.
The 93-year-old got candid about the ups and downs of a relationship with Boy Meets World actor who's 95 while promoting her new memoir, Middle of the Rainbow. Quote, I guess it was a little bit of an open marriage at first, but that was very painful. It didn't work well. And it was a time when people were doing that. It was a time in New York when there was a lot of sex and a lot of people doing all kinds of things. Very free. I mean, that would be 70 years ago, or the 1950s known for... I thought that was when Hugh Beaumont and Barbara Billingsley were sleeping in separate beds.
That's the image you have.
Right.
I'm sure people were still randy.
Oh, you had the Rock Hudson parties, things like that.
Rock Hudson parties. We had the Coral Courts Motel was a big thing in St. Louis, the No-Tell Motel.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. You slept with
Oh,
wives
of
there.
course.
Oh, I was there quite a few times.
Really?
Yeah, it was a place you would go. We wouldn't just go to have sex. We just, if we wanted a place to go party, we just buy some booze and go to Coral Courts.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
But did you have some secret affairs there as well?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? How
Married
many?
women?
Well, yeah, married because there were garages in the back. You could park your car, nobody could see you. Pull into the garage, and nobody could see your car, so you could
secretly have sex.
Yeah, I've always heard that was the big selling point, but is your significant other driving around all other motels in the area looking for your car?
Well, maybe her husband thought she was cheating, and he maybe was looking for her and checking out the hotels, and you look at a car. Oh, there's her car. Now, if I would drive it, I didn't have to do it because nobody knew my car as far as they're not looking for me. But
You didn't have the Iggy 1 license plate then?
No, but back to the 98-year-old woman writing a memoir.
Sounds like you're not happy with
no,
the
I'm just saying, why
content.
would you wait that long to do a memoir?
The St. Elsewhere star who married Daniels in 1951. So the 1950s. I thought the free love thing was 60s, 70s.
70s, yeah. 50s where you're still buttoned up.
Went on to reveal she had an affair that lasted a few months with an actor who was slightly boring sometime around 1959. I never felt guilty because I never felt tied to fidelity, and neither did Bill. However, her husband's affair with a producer in the 1970s left her devastated and completely changed the dynamic of their relationship.
Was it a guy?
Let's see. By that point, the actress learned she could no longer tolerate any kind of open marriage, and the twosome moved forward day by day to repair their broken relationship. It was very painful for the both of us, but it was something we had to go through because we never went through it. She continued, when we got together, I was 18. Bill was my first boyfriend. We just had to go through all that, and still, we loved each other very much, and we always have. We've always been there for each other, and that's what matters. If you're there for the person and help them along in a relationship, have respect for them and what they're doing and being there for them, you have to be together on the other side. Doug, that's Bonnie Bartlett Daniels, BBD, they call her.
Okay.
It had to be a gay relationship.
Why? Why did it have to be?
There were no female producers in the 50s.
You don't know that.
Name one.
Doug, name a female producer.
That's when they met, but she said this was years later. She said it was in the 60s.
In the 70s, she said he had an affair, I thought.
And it doesn't have to be the biggest name producer in the business. It could be an assistant producer. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they gave women those jobs until like the 90s.
I don't know.
Elaine May.
How about Elaine May?
Elaine May.
Elaine May.
She's a pioneer in female filmmaking.
Sure.
You just Google her?
Elaine May?
Yeah.
Elaine May.
What was that movie she made that was terrible? It's like Harold is one of the worst movies ever.
I don't even know who she is, so I can't name
Elaine
her.
May?
Elaine May?
She was Mike Nichols' comedy partner for
Yeah.
I don't even know who these people
I've never heard the name.
All right, well, maybe I'm off.
Well, I'm sorry, Bill. It wasn't gay.
Well, you don't know that.
Who's Bill?
William Daniels. His wife called him Bill.
Yeah, if you're going to write a memoir at this age, just start naming names.
Well, this is the perfect time to write a memoir when you're old.
I had an affair with an actor. Well, name the name. I'm sure he's dead.
Oh, well, maybe the family doesn't want to hear it.
Well, don't write a memoir and don't name names.
Wow.
You going to name names when you write your memoir?
You better.
Yeah.
You're not writing
I do
that
it on
book.
the show. Why wouldn't I do it on a book?
You're not writing that book.
Well, why'd you bring it up? You just said when you write this book, and you're just answering yourself.
I want you to write the book, and I'm frustrated that you haven't put pen to paper.
How many times have I said I'm
Why don't you just do a
writing it
few
till I'm
interviews
done?
with Hochman, and then he can transcribe it, and then you don't have to write it, because that part probably is going to be a big roadblock.
Maybe I'll call him today.
Yes!
All right.
I really do think you could wind up making,
I don't care about the money. I just have stories I want out there.
Why do you want them out there?
Because some of these people are vile.
Oh, that you slept with?
No.
Oh,
People
that you're going to take shots at in the
people
business.
in this industry. That stories need to be told.
I think people want to hear stories of your romantic exploits.
Who?
What you
Gail
are the one-
Volvo?
Yeah.
Who would want to hear those?
The Volvo family.
Just make for
Sure,
a
I didn't
spicy
have
little
it.
book.
I didn't have an
spicy
affair
little page turner.
That was Chris Bird's girl. I didn't have an affair with her.
People in St. Louis want to hear her. There's names that they might know.
He barely remembers her. I was texting with him or DM with him the other day because he's living in the Virgin Islands, and I said we talk about you and Gail Volvo. I said Volvo, and I had to go back and click the F and put an H in there. I said V. I'm sorry. I said, yeah, we talk about Gail Volvo all the time. She goes, that's a name for the past. Yeah, well, you dated her.
Oh.
We talk about her more than he does.
And she was a dish.
Yeah. Oh, she was just...
Quite a dish. Va-va-va-voom.
Well, back when you're in high school, you're not gorgeous. She was cute as a button.
And then she turned into a beautiful lady.
I haven't seen her since then. I don't know.
We got to get her on.
I wonder what happened
I've
to her.
tried. I've looked up Facebook, and I can't find her anywhere.
Joining us now in the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Gail Volva.
Gail Volva.
Maybe she's no longer with us.
It's Volva. I don't know.
How many people in your book do you consider targets, so to speak, of letting the public know what / who they really are? I can think of, I think, 2.
Yeah. 4 that I really want to talk about.
I know. I don't know the other 2, assuming I'm right on 2. Huh. But, Doug, I'm
Can
calling
we have
you intrigued by this
initials?
book.
Initials of these 4?
No. 3 would, I guess, would be considered bosses, and 1 would be somebody I worked with.
Cryptic.
No, that should be an easy one. But I worked with. He wasn't my boss.
Who are these people?
Okay, maybe I think maybe I got 3. I don't know the 4th. I don't know. Color me intrigued, Doug. It's a page turner.
I think if I showed him to you, you'd say, "Oh yeah, that's right."
Yeah.
Let's let the cat out of the bag. Let's put.
Then why
pen to
write the
paper.
book if I just tell you why don't I just talk about a chapter every day?
Because I'm afraid we're not going to get the book.
Here's the book. Tomorrow, Iggy's going to talk about chapter 1. Chapter 1, how it all began. Chapter 2,
The best of times, it was the worst of times. Is that how you're going to start it?
the beginning of the end.
Looks like I read a book a day.
Oh.
Keeps the doctor away.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I trash the Little Leather Man all the time, but I absolutely would buy a book penned by Strode. Hell, if he's not worried about money, he could donate the proceeds to the Megan Meyer Foundation.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I mean, if I make money, I make money, but I'm not doing it for the money. I don't know how many people are going to buy this book.
No, I don't.
Has anybody in local radio ever written a book, like St. Louis local radio? I mean, in New York, you're talking, we're apples and oranges here.
No.
Not that I know.
Like, I'd be curious.
A tell-all no.
Some of the sports writers have written books and do radio, I guess.
Yeah, but they're books about athletes and things.
Yeah.
They're specifically
They're not
one
tell-all.
athlete.
Never written a memoir.
They're not
Somebody's
tattling.
been in radio for over 30 years, and I think next month is 31 years.
To me, Tom, Hall of Famer. I want to hear any story Iggy is willing to share. I'll pre-order the book right now. How about that? There's an order right there.
What are you charging for this book?
I have no clue.
$35 for sure.
$35.
It'd be a nice hardback, nice
coffee table book.
Yeah, nice
With
coffee
pictures.
table book with
A lot of pictures, including the nude of you and hedonism.
I don't know how many pictures I have.
Like one of those Hallmark
I've taken
cards
a
or
lot of
something that just
pictures.
make drop noises.
I've taken a lot of pictures since I had you get a camera on your phone. But, I mean, I took no pictures back in the day. I mean, I think I've got 5 pictures from Bermuda. I just didn't take a lot of pictures. And, people I've been around and celebrities. And, man, if I had a camera back in the day, here's a picture of me and Tony Lima's niece.
No one knows who she is.
Here's a picture. But just the pictures I could have that I don't. Me and Leona. I didn't have a camera with me.
That'd be a good one. I'd like to see that one.
Yeah.
But all the people I've
We
met.
could Photoshop. We could make that happen with Photoshop.
All the people I've met, and I have no pictures.
Well, you've got that nude of you and hedonism, and if you really want to create some controversy and sell some books, that goes right in the middle of the book.
Well, they're out there. I mean, I guess all people got to do is go get a password to Denny P and just go in there and look at my years I went. And
Mr.
post
Licks
the
has done
pictures.
that.
Yeah, he posted a picture of me with a blow-up doll.
Shocking.
Oh, that needs to be in the
Startling
book.
photos.
Absolutely needs to be
I
included.
don't remember putting that one in there.
What about the one with the nightie you're wearing? Girls,
Nighty. You like that when a gentleman wears a nighty?
The
I don't mind
negligee.
that.
girl was wearing like licking her nipple or something.
I don't mind that, but a picture of me with a blow-up doll at the nude pool.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just,
Inside cover.
Sounds like the cover. Yeah.
that was just for the people going to Wet, Wild, and Wicked, not people listeners to go join the page and then go steal my pictures.
Huh.
Now, if you enjoyed it, fine. I found one the other day of me, and I could probably post it because there's no nudity. The people in the background have their backs to us, and the people sitting on the side of the mist pool, you can't really see. There's a picture of me sitting on the side of the pool naked, holding a big, giant, inflatable penis.
Oh,
detachable penis.
And
we got bestseller on your hands.
And my leg is situated where you couldn't see anything.
But you are naked.
Yeah, but I'm sure I could post it. There's no nudity there.
Are you worried about litigation?
Yeah, because there are some faces in there.
I'd worry.
No, I'm talking about if you write your book.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great.
But my understanding is if it's the truth, then you're good.
Well, and I'll have people to back stories that I tell.
Corroboration.
If I mention something, in case they want to sue, here are two people who will verify this story.
Oh, really?
So they can sue all they want, but then when they go to court and say, okay, well, you screwed yourself, because it would have been my word against your word. But now it's my word against your word against 5 people, so you're really screwed. So now it's all true.
Now, then you countersue. Make this a windfall of cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's certain people I wish they would sue, because they think it's my word against their word. And then I go to court and I say, okay, well, we're going to call a few witnesses here.
How are you going to afford a lawyer?
Oh, I'm sure they'll pro bono.
They would.
Wow.
Just
They would.
Just for the publicity.
As tribute, if nothing else.
Yeah, just for the publicity.
Sure they would. Yeah, they do that all the time.
Well, Doug, there it is. There's you can start shopping for Christmas 2023.
Yeah, I hope it's out.
He's told that story 1,000 times. Move on.
Whoa.
Let's get busy with this book.
I'll call hockey today.
Okay.
Hoxie.
All right.
Somebody texted in that Joe Holloman is the one who said he would do it.
No. Benjamin Hockman in the press. Benjamin Hockman in the press box.
Well, Ryan Kelly might write a book for you, too, if he's not too busy with his mortgage business.
He's got so much going on, he doesn't have time.
One thing he's got going on is that inflation-deflation program. If high interest rates are keeping you on the sidelines in a search for the home, the inflation-deflation program from Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, will put you right back in the game. After you're pre-approved with the home loan expert, they will enroll you in their interest rate rewind program. That means your interest rate will be 2 full points from today's rate for the first year of the loan, and then 1 point lower in year 2. And after that, your interest rate will adjust to today's current rate. And once you close on your new home with Ryan Kelly's team, you'll be enrolled in the VIP Refi program. That way, when interest rates come down, and they will sooner or later, the home loan expert team will refinance your loan to the new lower rate with no fees. All you have to do is make 6 months of payments after your closing, and you can get locked in at that lower rate. Now, that is some VIP service. Find out more about the inflation-deflation program at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you so much, Sir Mortgage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. I'm so excited for my upcoming trip to Gatlinburg. I booked a scenic mountain view cottage buried in those tips of that rock for me and my mystery male lover. My mystery man love is a former sportscaster in a Midwest market. He's erotic, tangy, and tight. The honeymoon suite comes with that heart-shaped hot tub where most of our time will be shared. Jet streams will be on high as we slowly rob and feed chicken and dumplings into each other's mouth holes as sweat leaks down our flabby skin in that altitude role-playing. He'll be in the mountains and I'll be the climber, straddling, sliding, roping.
Okay.
You know when we hit the peak, think about it. So coy, so bulge. It's from the SEMO alum.
SEMO alum.
Hey guys, great show today, but I didn't catch all of it because my mistress has been pretty out of it lately and left my cage open accidentally. And I was able to crawl out and tune out ham radio to your station somehow during the 8 o'clock Appliance Discounters hour. Really quick, do you think Appliance Discounters sells cages? Like not for bunnies, but maybe like a large dog or for something similar in size, but is a dirty naughty boy? Is Jackson's Flesh Noodle Party in the Smoky Mountains more Brokeback Mountain or Deliverance? Because I'm currently reviewing whether or not you can actually go to the Smoky Mountains and not have gay sex. And so far, it looks like Jackson is a liar. But Iggy might be a liar, too. According to a 2019 Gallup poll with over 120 million responses. Wow, what a Gallup poll. 26% of people said they did indeed have gay sex in the Smokies during their trip. I'm going to give Iggy the benefit of the doubt and say he rounded up to 30%. But in the future, let's make sure we're more accurate with our data, considering erotica, especially orgies, incest, and daisy chains. All right, I'm done. If I win, please pay the extra money to the post office and expedite my winnings. It's from the Sexy Robot.
Sexy Robot.
Morning, guys. Just out of my own personal curiosity, I decided to keep score during today's show and make note of all the times the crusty orange yogurt socks stormed the cockpit and took over the show with an apropos of nothing hijacking that not only did no one care about, but also no one wanted. Number 1, the Norwood gift card vacation story. Number 2 is job interview gone wrong, traffic tale. Number 3, I can answer Tim's question about the interview 15 minutes after the question was originally posed. Number 4, sex with Anna Cardente on the beach. Number 5, beach sex in Bermuda. Number 6, Dionne Warwick and Johnny Mathis. Number 7, the I don't know the difference between personal property and income tax hijacking. Number 8, why can't I get on a plane, but I can drive with this ID? Number 9, I got a text from Pally Coleslaw. Number 10, the vacation to Gatlinburg in the Old Mill restaurant. Number 11, spring break flophouse. Number 12, and that was all in the first 2 hours because we know he's contractually obligated to not work past 9 on Wednesdays. If young Pop-Pop don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you, Doug. Blueberry Pop-Pop.
Blueberry Pop-Pop.
So basically, every time I talk on the show, it's a hijacking.
I know a lot about spoilers, and it's great. House Ken Strode. We're going to bring that back? How about that whole deal? Here's a guy who literally got suspended from Facebook for violence over a spoiler for a TV show that had been off the air for 8 years, but over and over again, he needlessly hijacks this presentation in order to casually drop spoilers from current or recently completed seasons of Yellowstone or The White Lotus. He's a horse's ass for doing that!
Oh, gosh.
For those keeping score, Pepper and Genie existed for 7 months, from late April through mid-December. It never had any sponsors and was essentially the podcast equivalent of that Creed Thoughts Word document that Ryan from The Office set up for Creed to use as his blog.
Who asked?
Even for the internet, it's pretty shocking. For whatever reason, Iggy and Plowsy decided not to continue their sponsorless word vomit in 2023. KG and O-Town took matters into his own hands and single-handedly tried to keep Pepper and Genie alive by going out and getting sponsors. For his efforts, KG and O-Town had on-air shots fired at him by Iggy. Then KG and O-Town was not allowed to call in because Jackson had more important things to deal with, like cutting more obnoxiously long audio postcards of New York radio dumps that nobody here cares about playing Slap and Tickle.
Whatever.
Pepper and Genie then triumphantly returned for one sponsorless sode just to spite KG and O-Town, where Iggy bait and switched a free room in Jamaica for Katie Cush before revealing she'd be staying in his room, which she laughed off and mumbled something about #content just to be polite, which Iggy misinterpreted as her being willing to bang a radio host over 40 years her senior. Jesus, that's from Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a nice little email.
And don't end your thing with Spicy Wieners tagline.
And finally, don't let the squares get you down about your man trip, Jackson. Just imagine the thrill of you and your fully grown adult buddies with nicknames that sound like And One mixtape players piling into a rented Plymouth Voyager to absolutely rage for 48 straight hours in a builder-grade cabin in Gatlinburg, or as the locals call it, the Ibiza of the Smoky Mountains. Just a fearless group of male friends starting their caffeine and calorie-filled trip with the bold and gutsy purchase of a 6-pack of mango seltzers and a couple bags of sunflower seeds. You'll turn to the portly Gareth and say, bro, how risky of us buying a flavor without having previously sampled it. But when the boys and us get together for an epic 2.5 days, the great outdoors of playing Crash Bandicoot on the PS3, risk is all part of the game. Then you'll check in with your parents when you stop for gas to update them on the daring new course you and your friends from college are charting by selecting a beverage that you've never experienced. It could be too bitter. Heck, it could be too fruity. When you venture into unknown territory like this, you never know how it's going to end. All you know is that it's going to be one wild ride, so you better hang on tight. And then how dicey do you want to get when it comes to the music station for your nihilistic man trip to the mountains with once pull-out Murphy bed and a do you pick the safe choice with Kids Bop or go more edgy with the contemporary Z1077? For real, all men do this when they turn 22 years old, so don't be ashamed. Have fun on your, Doug?
Quinceañera.
Thank you.
Quinceañera.
That's from Lashard's oversized hoodie. I left my puzzle book in the back of your car when you took my wife to Chili's last Sunday. Can I swing by and get them later?
Lashard's oversized, what was it?
Hoodie.
Lashard's oversized hoodie.
None of those conversations will be going on.
That's
I
right.
don't know.
Design Air.
He seemed
Crash
pretty confident.
Bandicoot.
He seemed confident.
Email today.
I'll go with that nice little email from Buck Swope. It was a nice little email.
Anybody with Swope. So whoever Tim picks, I'm picking.
Well, I'm taking Buck Swope, to be honest with you. So
Oh,
It's 3 votes.
How about that?
a sweep for Buck Swope.
No, wait, I'm changing my
Congratulations to Buck Swope. You've won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Jackson and I got to go down the hallway, and we're going to have to deal with this. We are going to have to deal with this, okay? But we will.
Nothing happened last night.
It doesn't matter.
Someone's going to have to deal with it.
Someone's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's coming up. Darren Pang at 10:45. Is Pepper and Jeannie coming back today?
Why not?
Hell no.
You're on such a good run.
Hell no.
We had a great interview.
Oh, we got another
You sit on
interview
that
next
for at
month,
least a
probably.
week.
No, we get another interview. If Aubrey Plaza's guy gets back to me, we'll do another.
That's
we'll do
not
another
going
one.
to happen.
Any sound stories today, Plowhawk? So now that
not with Doug. We got 3 tomorrow.
Okay.
And I forgot what else for the rest of the week.
All right, there we go.
You're not going to QFTA today.
I could do a QFTA today. We got a call with the sponsor, Doug, at 11:30. Is it 11:30?
I don't know the times, Tim.
And then we got a call with the Jamaican place today at 1, right?
1, correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'd have to. There's no way in the world I could get a QFTA done in between noon and 1.
wouldn't think so.
Yeah, that's a 4-hour
I don't know,
adventure for
Jackson,
me.
what do you think? We can...
I think we could do it.
It's time for us to go take a beating, Doug. We'll go do it down the hallway.
Come and get
101
your
ESPN. Flip over there and enjoy the presentation. Text in. I don't remember the new text number, but store it in your phone once I say it. For the Plow for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Higgins Stroh, remember the Kevin for Douglas Vaughn. I'm Tim Kern. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Closing out the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You're hearing TM.